Chapter 1572. Others might not believe that Qin Feng could get energy transformation pills, but Zhuo Xiaoya was convinced. She knew that Qin Feng was a rank 3 level 6 golden pill master and could not refine king pills. However, it was not difficult for a golden pill master to obtain king pills. Moreover, Qin Feng was Elder Su's disciple. Zhuo Xiaoya believed that as long as Qin Feng asked, Elder Su would definitely help him refine a batch of energy transformation pills. Qin Feng did not know what Zhuo Xiaoya was thinking. However, he was not looking for Elder Su to help him refine the energy transformation pills. He wanted to refine them himself. The energy transformation pill was a level 2 king pill. Qin Feng believed that with his current alchemy skills, forming the pills would not be a problem. Do you think I will believe you just because you say you want to give me energy transformation pills? If you have the ability, show me the energy transformation pills first. The guards were not stupid. They still blocked the entrance. It was not that the guards were deliberately making things difficult for Qin Feng and the others. It was just that the Yan family had a high status in Flower City. Too many people wanted to curry favor with the Yan family. If they let any random guard in, the Yan family's door would be trampled to pieces. Energy transformation pills are level 2 king pills. Naturally, they cannot be taken out casually. However, I have a golden pill master identity token. This cannot be forged. Qin Feng took out the identity token that he had obtained not long ago. It was a palm-sized jade token with the seal of the Elixir Association headquarters. An ordinary person would not be able to make it. When the guards saw the pill master identity token, their eyes fell to the ground. If one were to ask which occupation in the North Sand continent was the most respected, it would definitely be pill refiners. Moreover, Qin Feng was a rank 3 level 6 golden pill master. His status was ridiculously high. So it's Alchemist Qin. I did not know your identity just now. Please forgive me if I offended you in any way. When the pill master identity token was taken out, the 2 level 4 Saint King guards seemed to have changed. They put on flattering smiles and took the initiative to invite Qin Feng into the courtyard. Lu Jie and the others had heard Lu Zhibing mention Qin Feng's golden pill master identity test in Luo City a few days ago. However, they did not know much about the identity of pill masters in the Divine Supreme Continent. Now that the guards' attitudes had changed, they finally had a deeper understanding. One of the guards brought them to the door. The other guard immediately ran into the house to report. Not long after, the 4th level Saint King guard returned with a smile on his face. Alchemist Qin, Sister Hong is waiting for you in the hall on the 3rd floor. However, she only wants to see you. The others will have to wait outside. Qin Feng nodded. He had brought over 100 people with him this time, so he couldn't bring everyone into the room. Then I'll have to trouble you to entertain my friends, brother, Qin Feng said. Alchemist Qin, don't worry. I'll bring your friend to the little pavilion in the backyard to rest. Lu Jie and the others had already gone to the backyard, so Qin Feng entered the main residence alone. As soon as he arrived at the 3rd floor, he was greeted by a spacious hall. Dressed in a red sand-colored nightgown, Sister Hong was lying on a wooden bed covered by a veil. Qin Feng was fascinated. He had noticed Sister Hong's flirtatious behavior when he was in the backstage room of the auction house. This woman was different from the other women on the Divine Continent. Brat, I'm pretty, right? Do you think I won't dig your eyeballs out? Sister Hong's cold voice rang out. Qin Feng retracted his gaze and walked straight through the curtain. Sister Hong, I haven't seen you for a few days and you're going to deny it? Last time we were in your office. Do you want to do it again today? Qin Feng did not hesitate and sat down on the wooden bed. His hand had already reached for Sister Hong's calf. Sister Hong's skin was fair and smooth, and it looked even more alluring under the contrast of her red nightgown. But before Qin Feng could touch her a few times, Sister Hong sent a kick towards his chest. Rumble. Qin Feng dodged in time, and the wind generated by the kick landed on the wall. The entire wall caved in. Cold sweat trickled down Qin Feng's back. This woman was indeed ruthless. That kick was merciless. Brat, if you dare to mess around again, I'll make you regret it. Sister Hong pulled up the corner of her dress and sat on the wooden bed with a frosty expression. Qin Feng complained in his heart. Back at the auction house, Sister Hong took the initiative to seduce Qin Feng in order to cheat him of his treasures. Now that this woman had no use for him, she immediately turned hostile. Qin Feng was no longer in the mood to tease this woman. He sat on the chair opposite the wooden bed and said, "Sister Hong, I need your help with something." "What is it?" "I brought a group of subordinates over. There are more than 100 of them. I plan to open an elixir store in Huaqing." Qin Feng was halfway through a sentence when Sister Hong interrupted him angrily. "You brat, do you really think I'm your lover? What does it have to do with me if you want to open an elixir store? You can just buy the land and go through the procedures." Of course, Qin Feng could open the store himself, but he was currently being chased by many enemies, especially those who were eyeing his purple spectral flame. Therefore, Qin Feng's main goal was not to open the store, but to find a backer. "Sister Hong, you're being too heartless by doing this. I've even prepared a few yuan transformation pills for you this time." Sister Hong suddenly sat up straight. The reason why she talked nonsense with Qin Feng for so long was because of the vitality elixirs. Otherwise, she wouldn't have bothered with a small character like Qin Feng, who is only a level 4 holy king. "Where are the vitality elixirs? Give them to me quickly." Sister Hong's voice became urgent. Qin Feng smiled and said, "Sister Hong, don't be anxious. I don't have the vitality elixirs yet." "Brat, you dare to trick me?" Sister Hong's aura rose sharply. She had the strength of a level 5 holy king. Although Qin Feng was a level 4 holy king, he had the ability to kill a level 5 holy king. But he wasn't here to fight with this woman. "Sister Hong, don't be anxious. Although I don't have the vitality elixirs, I can help you refine a cauldron of vitality elixirs on the spot." Sister Hong's jade-like palm suddenly stopped in front of Qin Feng. Her charming eyes were filled with shock. If a bottle of vitality elixirs could make her lose her cool, then a person who could refine vitality elixirs would make her completely crazy. Vitality elixirs were of the quality of king elixirs, and only elixir kings could refine them. There were very few elixir kings in the northern sand region, and even the youngest one was above 50. Looking at Qin Feng, who looked to be in his early 20s, Sister Hong was instantly enraged. "Bastard, do you think I'm an idiot? How dare you say such a lie?" Qin Feng was already used to other people's shocked expressions. Every time he said that he could refine gold elixirs or even king elixirs, no one would believe him. "Sister Hong is obviously not an idiot, and I'm not retarded. Since I dared to stand here and say what I just said, I naturally can do it," Qin Feng said seriously. Sister Hong stared at him with her charming eyes, as if she wanted to see through him. After a while, she said, "All right, I'll believe you this once. If you can't refine the vitality elixirs, I'll make you pay." Qin Feng curled his lips indifferently. "Refining the elixirs is not a problem. It's a pity that I don't have the medicinal ingredients." Sister Hong's magnificent chest rose and fell. In the past, she was always the one tricking others, but when she was with Qin Feng, she always felt that she was being tricked by him. Without waiting for this woman to get angry, Qin Feng added, "Anyway, I'll give you the vitality elixirs that I refine, so it's only right that you provide the medicinal ingredients." Sister Hong was so angry that she was speechless. Originally, she had agreed with Qin Feng that he would bring the vitality elixirs to see her within 3 months. She didn't expect that Qin Feng would come early, but he wanted her to prepare the ingredients herself. After hesitating for a while, Sister Hong suppressed the anger in her heart. For Sister Hong, whose family had opened an auction house, it was not difficult to collect the ingredients for the vitality elixirs. "Wait for 10 minutes. I'll get someone to send the medicinal ingredients over." Sister Hong had already put on her clothes and left, but in less than 10 minutes, she returned with a medicine basket. "Here you go. These are all the medicinal ingredients needed to refine the vitality elixir. According to the refining time of other Dan King, it would take 5 hours to form the pill. I'll give you 6 hours. If you can't form the pill within 6 hours, you'll definitely not have a good time." Qin Feng didn't care about Sister Hong's words because he was confident that he would succeed. Since the medicinal ingredients were all gathered, Qin Feng didn't waste any more time. With a wave of his hand, The heaven and earth cauldron in the system seemed to fall from the sky, landing on the ground with a muffled sound.
Ah,
Where did you get this pill furnace? Be gentle. Don't destroy my house. Sister Hong stared at Qin Feng in shock and anger. Qin Feng was already sitting cross-legged in front of the heaven and earth cauldron. Just as he was about to make a move, he paused for a moment. Sister Hong, I'm lacking an assistant. Cooperate with me later. Sister Hong rolled her eyes and didn't refuse. She knew that high-level alchemists had assistants to help them when refining pills. However, when she thought about how she, the daughter of the city lord, was the assistant of this brat Qin Feng, Sister Hong felt wronged.
boom.
Qin Feng's palm struck out, and a ball of raging fire was already burning fiercely under the heaven and earth cauldron. He didn't use the purple flame. Ever since he participated in the Elixir Association's assessment, he didn't dare to use the purple flame in front of outsiders. However, the flame that Qin Feng struck out wasn't bad either. It wasn't his own inner fire, but the demon core of the flame wolf that he had subdued in Devil Beast Mountain in the secular world of Huaxia. It could be considered a type of beast fire. The flames of destruction burned fiercely, causing the temperature in the room to instantly soar. Qin Feng often refined pills, so he didn't care about this kind of temperature. However, Sister Hong couldn't take it anymore, so she simply took off the black dress that she had just put on. Whoosh! After taking off the dress, only 2 simple white strips of cloth wrapped around her chest and lower body, revealing Sister Hong's tall and sexy figure. Her skin was as white as snow, but it also emitted a faint luster, like a pearl that was round and smooth. Qin Feng almost broke when he saw it. Brat, what are you looking at? Refine your pills properly. Sister Hong glanced at Qin Feng. On the surface, she didn't seem to care, but the moment she lowered her head, a blush flashed across her pretty face. Qin Feng couldn't help but look away. He was really afraid that he would go berserk while refining pills. If it was an ordinary pill, he could still be distracted. However, the Essence Transformation pill was a rank 2, rank 7 king pill. It was Qin Feng's first time refining a king pill. Rumble. The flames of destruction suddenly soared several meters, almost burning the roof. Sister Hong was shocked. She was really afraid that Qin Feng would burn down her house while refining pills. However, her worries were completely unnecessary. The flames of destruction seemed to have intelligence and completely obeyed Qin Feng's command. After the flames preheated the pill furnace, Qin Feng grabbed the medicinal ingredients beside him and threw them into the heaven and earth cauldron. Sister Hong, help me wipe my sweat. Chapter 1573. Are you kidding me? You want me to wipe your sweat for you? Sister Hong rolled her eyes unwillingly. Qin Feng said nonchalantly, It's fine if Sister Hong doesn't want to wipe it, but don't blame me if you fail. Sister Hong immediately tensed up. She did not collect the soul transformation pills for her own use. She was only a 5th stage Saint King, and the Yuan converting pill was a pill that could help a peak 9th stage Saint King break through to the Buddha light stage. Sister Hong wanted to collect it for her father. Brat, don't play any tricks. Do you think you'll fail just because you don't wipe your sweat? Do you think I'm an idiot? Sister Hong sat next to Qin Feng. She pursed her lips and didn't move. Qin Feng's hands didn't stop moving. As he purified the medicinal ingredients, he said, Why would I lie to Sister Hong? Moreover, I'm just wiping my sweat. It's not like I'm asking you to do anything. You can also see that my vision is wet with sweat. How can I still concoct pills like this? Qin Feng was betting that Sister Hong didn't understand the process of refining pills. In reality, alchemists use their powerful spiritual power and aura to control and refine medicinal ingredients. Even if Qin Feng was blind, he could still refine pills. Sister Hong wasn't an alchemist, so when she saw Qin Feng sweating profusely, she started to believe his words. Although she was very unhappy, after hesitating for a moment, Sister Hong took out a clean white handkerchief. Smelly brat, you better focus on your alchemy. If you dare to peek or touch, I won't let you off lightly. Sister Hong's body exuded a chilling aura, just like a small refrigerator. I don't even have enough energy to concoct pills, So, how could I have any thoughts about Sister Hong? Seeing that Qin Feng was indeed concentrating on concocting pills, Sister Hong didn't think too much about it. She stretched out her slender arm and wiped the sweat off Qin Feng's face. The fire of destruction was incomparably strong, and the inside of the room had long since become like a sauna. As soon as Qin Feng wiped the sweat off his face, new beads of sweat dripped down. Sister Hong could only bend down and continuously wipe him. The two of them were less than half a meter apart, and Qin Feng could smell a fragrant scent wafting into his nostrils as he breathed. Sister Hong, don't just wipe my face.
My whole body is wet.
Help me wipe it. Sister Hong's strength was neither light nor heavy, and Qin Feng gradually began to enjoy it. When he mentioned that he wanted to wipe his body, Sister Hong's already cold face almost froze. Stinking brat, don't push your luck. If I'm wet, I'll stay wet. Rumble. A muffled explosion suddenly rang out, startling Sister Hong. What's going on? It can't be that the pill refining failed, right? Qin Feng was secretly delighted. He had purposely increased the power of the destructive flames. The explosion was just the sound of the flames leaping up. However, he frowned and said, I can't do it anymore. My whole body is soaked. I can't refine pills in this kind of environment. I think we should end it here. We will fail even if we continue to persist. Sister Hong believed him and hurriedly shouted, If you dare to stop, I'll take your life. How could these medicinal ingredients for refining the essence transforming pill be so easy to obtain? Continue refining for me. Sister Hong rolled her eyes at him. She stretched out her hands and touched Qin Feng's collar. With a light tug, Qin Feng's shirt was removed to the waist. Consider yourself lucky. Don't you know how noble Sister Hong is? No one has ever enjoyed such treatment before. Sister Hong complained incessantly as she helped Qin Feng wipe his body. Her fingers constantly rubbed Qin Feng's body. The feeling was indescribable. Qin Feng pretended to be serious and said, I don't want to trouble, Sister Hong. It's just that I usually have an assistant when I refine pills. I prepared too hastily this time and didn't think too much. Oh, right, Sister Hong. Don't just wipe your upper body. Your pants are also soaked. Qin Feng was shameless to the end. Sister Hong almost exploded a few times, but looking at the medicinal ingredients that had been purified twice in the pill furnace, she could only suppress the anger in her heart. This pill refining process was definitely Qin Feng's most enjoyable one. Sister Hong was indeed a very open woman. She really took off Qin Feng's pants and wiped him. However, while enjoying it, Qin Feng was also suffering. Sister Hong's fingers were slender and cold. When she touched his burning body, he felt as though he was in a world of ice and fire. Fortunately, Qin Feng's pill refining skills were superb. In the end, he managed to persevere. If it was any other alchemist, they would definitely go berserk halfway through. Rumble. 4 hours later, a loud sound came from the room. The entire room shook violently a few times. Sister Hong jumped in fright. What's going on? Did the pill come out? Sister Hong looked at Qin Feng nervously. She had served this kid like a lord. If Qin Feng still couldn't form the pill, she would immediately cripple this guy. However, Qin Feng's expression was solemn and he didn't answer. He grabbed at the air and 4 milky white pills flew out from the heaven and earth cauldron. The pills were round and smooth, emitting a rich pill fragrance. There were 7 clear pill inscriptions on the surface of the pills, which meant that this was a high-grade king pill that was hard to find. Sister Hong was stunned. She didn't need Qin Feng to say anything. She knew that this kid had really refined the vitality transformation pill. Originally, Sister Hong only wanted Qin Feng to give it a try. She didn't even have much hope for Qin Feng. However, when the vitality transformation pill was refined, Sister Hong immediately realized a very important problem. Qin Feng was actually a 7th grade pill king. Sister Hong, these are the vitality transformation pills you wanted. Along the way, there were 4 of them, and they were all high grade. Qin Feng directly put the 4 vitality transformation pills into a jade bottle and gave them all to Sister Hong. Although the vitality transformation pill was precious, It was a pill for a peak 9th level Saint King to break through to the Buddha light stage. Qin Feng had just stepped into the 4th level Saint King, so he didn't have any use for this kind of king pill at the moment. Sister Han carefully took the jade bottle, her jade-like hands trembling. After opening the bottle and taking a few glances, Sister Han finally came to her senses. You're giving me all 4 vitality transformation pills? You don't even want one? Sister Han couldn't understand Qin Feng. This guy was so young, but he was so generous. One had to know that this was a second-class, 7th-grade king pill. If an ordinary cultivator saw it, they would fight to the death for it. The ingredients for refining the vitality transformation pill were all provided by Sister Hong. Moreover, I promised to get vitality transformation pills for Sister Hong, so I won't keep any pills. When I really need vitality transformation pills in the future, I'll refine them myself. Qin Feng said it casually. If others heard this, they would definitely laugh their heads off. Putting aside the fact that the vitality transformation pill was a 7th-grade king pill, an ordinary alchemist couldn't refine it. Even the ingredients for refining the vitality transformation pill were very precious. How could they be found so easily? However, Sister Hong didn't doubt Qin Feng's words. When she realized that Qin Feng was an alchemy king, the way she looked at Qin Feng changed completely. Since that's the case, I won't stand on ceremony with you. This vitality transformation pill isn't for me. It's for my father's breakthrough. Qin Feng was stunned. The first time he came to Flower City, he met Longevity and a few disciples of the Central Plain sect. At that time, Longevity told Qin Feng that the city lord of Flower City was a rogue cultivator called Yan Xianhai. Yan Xianhai was an honorable who had stepped into the Buddha light stage. Even a 5-star sect in the Northern Sand region wouldn't dare to offend such a strong person. However, the vitality transformation pill was a pill for a Saint King to break through to the Buddha light stage. Why would Yan Xianhai need it? Qin Feng quickly understood. Back in Luo City, he heard that Qitsong was also in the Buddha light stage. However, after interacting with Qitsong, he found out that Qitsong was at the peak of the 9th level Saint King. It seemed that Yan Xianhai was the same. It was just that outsiders were bragging about how powerful he was. So City Lord Yan is at the peak of the 9th level Saint King? Qin Feng asked. After Sister Hong obtained the vitality transformation pill, she seemed to have changed into a different person. Her attitude towards Qin Feng changed greatly. It was as if they were old friends. I won't hide it from you. My father stepped into the Buddha light stage many years ago. However, he met an enemy who heavily injured him and dropped him back to the Saint King realm. It was to avoid the enemy that my father brought me to Flower City and concealed my identity. My father recently broke through to the peak of the 9th level Saint King and is about to step into the Buddha light stage. After this explanation, Qin Feng understood. He asked tentatively, what was Sister Hong's name in the past? Sister Hong's expression became vigilant. However, after hesitating for a moment, she still said, my father's surname was Yen. After coming to Flower City, he changed it to Yen. My original name is Father-Faced Yen. Now I'm called Father-Faced Yen. Qin Feng didn't expect Sister Hong to really tell him. Wasn't she afraid that he would leak the news? However, Qin Feng quickly thought it through. He was here to rely on Sister Hong. How could he leak the news of the Yen family? Unlucky? This means that beauties are unlucky. Qin Feng's interest in Sister Hong's name was aroused. Sister Hong smiled and said, I'm indeed a beauty, but I'm not unlucky. At least I have the ability to protect myself in Flower City. Sister Hong's smile was as bright as the spring breeze. Qin Feng was slightly mesmerized. At this moment, he realized that because of the hot air in the room, Sister Hong was also sweating profusely. Her 2 pieces of white cloth were completely stuck to her body. Her breasts were faintly discernible. Qin Feng almost vomited blood when he saw it. You're really dishonest. If it were any other man, they would have died 100 times. Sister Hong glared at Qin Feng coldly. However, she didn't find a piece of clothing to cover her breasts. Qin Feng retracted his gaze and suddenly became serious. Sister Hong, since you obtained the Vitality Transformation Pill, I have something to ask for your help. Without waiting for Qin Feng to finish, Sister Hong interrupted him. Don't worry. Open a pill store in Flower City. If you encounter any trouble, you can look for me. Qin Feng was excited. Now that he had exposed the purple flame, there were too many enemies who were secretly hunting him. If he could obtain the protection of the Yen family, he believed that many forces would have scruples. The two of them tidied up the room. Sister Hong came out in a black robe. This woman was cold to begin with. Wearing black clothes, she seemed even more unapproachable. Qin Feng, come with me to see my father, Sister Hong said. Qin Feng nodded. He wanted to see Yen Xianhai. At the end of the day, Qin Feng came to Flower City because he fancied Yen Xianhai's Buddha light stage strength. He didn't want Sister Hong, who was merely a level 5 Saint King. The two of them left the main residence and passed through the pavilion in the backyard. Lu Jia and the others were cultivating in the pavilion. When they saw Qin Feng, they immediately surrounded him. Qin Feng, are you okay? Zhao Ling Xian and the others looked at him worriedly. Qin Feng waved his hand and said, Everyone wait for me here. I'll go with Sister Hong to see City Lord Yen. I'll be back soon. Bookmark for easier reading. Chapter 1574. The reason why Sister Hong brought Qin Feng to see her father was mainly because of Qin Feng's identity as an elixir king. Although Sister Hong pretended to be calm on the surface, her heart was already in turmoil. She would never have thought that Qin Feng was actually a Tier 7 elixir king at such a young age. She could only believe it after seeing it with her own eyes. There were not many elixir kings in the entire North Sand region. Passing through a deep pavilion and a shady path, they arrived in front of a quiet wooden house. There were two muscular men guarding outside the wooden house. Qin Feng was shocked when he saw them. These two were actually level 7 Saint King experts. Young mistress. Seeing Yen Fofeng, the two of them greeted her respectfully, then looked at Qin Feng with vigilance. Father is still in closed-door cultivation? Sister Hong asked. One of the guards nodded and said, Young mistress, City Lord Yen has been in closed-door cultivation for more than a month and has yet to come out. Sister Hong raised her eyebrows. She knew that her father did not have a transforming soul pill, and it would be very difficult for him to forcefully break through the barrier of the Buddhist aura. I will go in and take a look. This is my friend. You don't have to stop him. Just as Sister Hong walked over, the two guards said awkwardly, Young mistress, the city lord said that no one is allowed to disturb him when he is in closed-door cultivation. I hope that young mistress will not make things difficult for us. Yen Fofeng could only stop in her tracks, but she did not blame the two guards for stopping her. She knew that her father was at the juncture of a breakthrough and could not be disturbed. But at this moment, an old and strong voice came from within the wooden house. Yenner, why are you looking for father?
Come in and talk.
The expressions of the two guards changed, and they looked towards the wooden house. Sister Hong was also excited. She realized that her father might have come out of closed-door cultivation. But soon, disappointment flashed in her eyes. From the aura and movements coming from the wooden house, it was obvious that her father had not succeeded in his breakthrough. The two of them walked into the wooden house. The space inside was not big, only about 20 square meters. Moreover, there were no decorations in the house, only spirit stones scattered all over the ground. Yen Xianhai sat cross-legged in the middle of the empty space. He was dressed in a white robe and his long hair draped over his shoulders. The aura on his body was as majestic as the sea, giving people a completely unfathomable feeling. Father, Sister Hong, who had not seen Yen Xianhai for more than a month, ran over the moment she entered the house. Yen Xianhai's indifferent expression revealed a trace of joy. He rubbed Yen Xianhai's head and said, I've made Yen worry. It's a pity that I still haven't broken through to the Buddhist light. He suddenly stopped mid-sentence. His gaze fell on Qin Feng, who had just entered, and his expression became serious. Yen, this is? Qin Feng felt that Yen Xianhai was on guard against him, and a powerful aura shot towards him, pressuring him to the point that he almost couldn't stand. Qin Feng marveled in his heart. Was this the power of a peak ninth realm Saint King? Then how fierce would a Buddha light realm or even a true spirit realm expert be? Once again, Qin Feng realized the importance of one's cultivation level. In the divine continent, everything was meaningless without strength. Moreover, there were still many people from the secular world and the divine land that he had yet to find. Qin Feng was even more eager to break through. "Father, this is Qin Feng, a good friend of mine," Sister Hong hastily explained when she realized her father's hostility towards Qin Feng. Yan Xianhai raised his eyebrows and looked Qin Feng up and down seriously. He understood his daughter the best. In the past, she had never liked any man. This Qin Feng was the first man that Yan had brought to see him. However, after a round of inspection, Yan Xianhai didn't feel that there was anything special about Qin Feng. Although he had stepped into the fifth realm Saint King at such a young age, it was only because his cultivation aptitude was slightly better. One had to know that in the northern Sand Continent's five-star sects, there were countless talented disciples like Qin Feng. Yan, why did you bring him here? Yan Xianhai's expression was somewhat cold. He didn't fancy Qin Feng. If this girl wanted to be close to Qin Feng, Yan Xianhai would definitely not agree. Sister Hong obviously knew what her father was thinking, and her face instantly turned red. This charming and flirtatious woman was like a little girl in front of her father. "Father, young hero Qin and I are not like what you think. He came this time to bring a big gift for you," Sister Hong said. Yan Xianhai saw that Qin Feng was dressed very ordinarily and didn't care about the gift. "There's no need for the gift. Return it to him. Father has been in seclusion for more than a month, and he wants to talk to Yan alone." Yan Xianhai's meaning was very clear. He wanted Qin Feng to leave. Qin Feng wanted to laugh. He was thinking about what kind of expression Yan Xianhai would have when he found out that he had given Qin Feng a primary transformation pill. Sister Hong also wanted to laugh, but she held it in and said, "Father, take a look at what pill is in this jade bottle." Yan Xianhai only glanced at the jade bottle indifferently. He really didn't believe that a junior like Qin Feng could give an amazing pill. At most, it would be a Tier 5 pill. Even if it was a Tier 6 golden pill, Yan Xianhai wouldn't be moved. Now that he had stepped into the peak of the 9th realm Saint King, what he needed was a Tier 7 imperial pill. However, Yan Xianhai wouldn't believe that Qin Feng could give an imperial pill. "Return the pill. Our Flower City auction house has a lot of pills too." Yan Xianhai's attitude was cold. It wasn't that he looked down on Qin Feng, but he didn't want his daughter to get entangled with Qin Feng. If they really developed feelings for each other, it would be troublesome. Sister Hong didn't know whether to laugh or cry. She could only open the bottle herself. Instantly, a rich pill fragrance filled the air. Yan Xianhai's expression changed. Even though he didn't look at the pill in the bottle, he still shouted, "Yan this is a bottle of primary transformation pills?" Seeing her father's shocked expression, Sister Hong smiled. "That's right, father. This is Qin Feng's gift to you. 4 high-grade primary transformation pills." Yan Xianhai took the jade bottle and poured the pills into his palm. Looking at the round and smooth milky white pills, even his breathing became hurried. "Young hero Qin, where did you get these pills?" Yan Xianhai even changed the way he addressed Qin Feng, calling him young hero Qin. Without needing Qin Feng to say anything, Sister Hong explained, "Father, these are primary transformation pills that young hero Qin personally refined. He refined them in my room. Then we came to find you." Yan Xianhai's eyes fell to the ground. He thought that Qin Feng might have obtained these primary transformation pills by luck from some ancient martial ruins, or he might have obtained them from an auction, or Qin Feng might have a pill king master. But no matter how he guessed, he never thought that these 4 primary transformation pills were personally refined by Qin Feng. However, Yan Xianhai somewhat believed it because he could feel that the primary transformation pills in his palm still had some residual heat. These were indeed freshly refined pills. You're a pill king?" When Yan Xianhai asked this question, he felt that it was very funny. However, he couldn't laugh no matter what. Qin Feng had already expected this reaction from Yan Xianhai. He calmly said, "City Lord Yan, I am indeed a level 2-7 pill king. However, I usually hide this identity. Moreover, I only took the level 3-6 golden pill master examination in the Pill Association. Since Qin Feng planned to develop in Flower City, he had to build a good relationship with Yan Xianhai. And if he wanted to gain the favor of this kind of revered one who was half a step into the Buddha light realm, he had to reveal some trump cards. Qin Feng had already taken out the Pill Master Identity Jade token that he had obtained not long ago. Yan Xianhai simply scanned it and knew that it was real. He also started to believe Qin Feng's words. However, he never would have thought that such a young pill king would appear in the Northern Sand region. Good. The younger generation will surpass the older. You're probably the youngest pill king in the entire Northern Sand region. Yan Xianhai sighed repeatedly. From the start, he had ignored Qin Feng. Now, he greatly admired Qin Feng. Yan Xianhai also approved of Qin Feng's action of hiding his identity as an pill king. Qin Feng was simply too young, and his realm was very ordinary. If his identity as an pill king was exposed, it would definitely attract a lot of trouble. City Lord Yan is too kind. Compared to you, this junior still has a long way to go. Qin Feng cupped his hands and said. The more Yan Xianhai looked at Qin Feng, the more he liked him. Among those of the same generation, regardless of realm or ability, Qin Feng was an outstanding existence. However, he wasn't arrogant at all. Moreover, Yan Xianhai had previously looked down on Qin Feng. However, Qin Feng didn't take it to heart at all. Good. Since you're Yan Heir's good friend, then we're on the same side. I won't be courteous with you. I'll accept these 4 elemental transformation pills. Yan Xianhai recovered from the shock of the pills. His most urgent matter now was to use the pills to break through. Although he had been in closed-door training for a month, he still hadn't been able to break through to the Buddha's light realm. However, now that he had 4 elemental transformation pills in his hands, Yan Xianhai was 70% confident that he could step into the Buddha's light realm again. Sister Hong realized that her father was going to continue his closed-door training, so she gave Qin Feng a look. Qin Feng stood up, but he wasn't in a hurry to leave. He smiled at Yan Xianhai and said, City Lord Yan, with these elemental transformation pills, I believe that your chances of breaking through will greatly increase. However, if you trust this junior, I can help you set up a simple spirit gathering array. This way, your chances of breaking through will be higher. Yan Xianhai was stunned. He was once again shocked by Qin Feng. You know how to set up arrays? In the Divine Continent, alchemists, blacksmiths, and array masters were extremely rare existences. To become one of the 3, hard work alone was definitely not enough. Innate talent was also needed. Although Yan Xianhai was a 9th-level Saint King expert, he had no talent in alchemy, blacksmithing, or setting up arrays. Therefore, he couldn't even set up a spirit gathering array. Not only Yan Xianhai, but Yan Baoming was also shocked. Qin Feng, are you serious? How many more secrets are you hiding? Qin Feng scratched his head awkwardly. He didn't say that he could also blacksmith and tame beasts. Otherwise, he would have scared the father and daughter to death. I only know alchemy and setting up arrays. Qin Feng laughed. Yan Xianhai and his daughter rolled their eyes. What else do you want? Yan Xianhai was naturally at ease with Qin Feng, so he asked him to help set up arrays. The father and daughter sat in a corner and watched quietly. They didn't dare to make any noise to disturb Qin Feng. Qin Feng sat where Yan Xianhai was. At this moment, he was holding a dozen array flags in his hand. As for the Spirit Stone House, there were many of them. He directly used Yan Xianhai's spirit stones to refine seals after working for more than half an hour. Qin Feng suddenly roared. He threw the spirit stones with seals engraved on them at the 4 corners of the house. Following that, he threw the array flags over. Very quickly, Yan Xianhai and his daughter could see with their naked eyes that rays of light blue light flashed. Chapter 1575. Young Hero Qin, you're actually a level 2 spellcaster as well. You've really surprised me. Seeing that the spirit gathering formation was completed, Yan Xianhai's face flushed with excitement. Yan Baoming also widened her beautiful eyes. She knew very well how precious an array master was. They were even rarer than an alchemist. Qin Feng didn't know much about the ranks of formation masters in the Divine Continent. He wasn't sure what level a level 2 formation master, Yan Xianhai, was talking about. However, Qin Feng knew that he was definitely more powerful than a rank 2 formation master. This was because he had only set up a simple spirit gathering formation. He had not displayed his true abilities. However, this simple spirit gathering formation had already left Yan Xianhai and his daughter in disbelief. After a while, the two of them finally woke up. All right, that's great. With the help of the Origin Transformation Pill and the Spirit Gathering Array, I believe that I will definitely succeed in breaking through to the Buddha Light stage this time. Yan Xianhai was brimming with confidence. After the Spirit Gathering Formation was set up, an idea popped into Qin Feng's mind. City Lord Yan, can I stay and watch you break through? Junior doesn't have any other intentions. It's just that I will definitely break through to the Buddha Light realm in the future, so I want to understand the situation in advance so that I can be prepared in the future. Qin Feng knew that breaking through from the Saint King realm to the Buddha Light realm would not be simple, so accumulating more experience was definitely not a bad idea. His words piqued Sister Hong's interest. Father, why don't I stay with Qin Feng? We promise not to make a sound.
Just treat it as us protecting you.
Although Yan Xianhai had only known Qin Feng for less than a day, he already treated Qin Feng as one of his own. After finding out that Qin Feng was also a rank 2 formation master, Yan Xianhai had an idea. He looked at Qin Feng, then at his daughter, and a faint smile appeared on his face. All right, you guys stay in the house. However, breaking through to the Buddha Light realm will trigger a lightning tribulation. When the time comes you guys can't endure it, immediately leave. Yan Xianhai explained, and Qin Feng and Sister Hong nodded seriously to show that they understood. Yan Xianhai once again sat in the center of the wooden hut, which happened to be the center of the spirit gathering formation that Qin Feng had set up. The house was filled with spirit stones, and the spirit gathering array had already been activated, automatically gathering the spirit energy in the spirit stones into the array. Even the spirit energy in the radius of several kilometers outside the house was slowly flowing towards the wooden house. Rumble. After an unknown period of time, a series of muffled sounds came from Yan Xianhai's body. True Qi emerged from his body as he sat cross-legged on the ground. His body automatically rotated. Qin Feng and Sister Hong were shocked by what they saw. Both of them realized that Yan Xianhai had reached the critical point of breaking through. At this moment, all the spirit stones on the ground were suspended in midair, disappearing at a speed visible to the naked eye. The spirit stones had all been transformed into spirit qi. Under the effect of the spirit gathering array, the concentration of spirit qi in the entire small wooden hut increased by dozens of times. It was as if they had fallen into a heavenly paradise. Not only were the spirit stones in the cabin being consumed rapidly, but the spirit gathering array was also operating at its maximum efficiency. The spirit qi outside the cabin was also surging and gathering in the direction of the cabin. Why do I feel that the surrounding spiritual qi has suddenly decreased? Lu Jie, who was cultivating in the pavilion, suddenly opened his eyes. The others also realized this problem. Everyone got up and looked in the direction of the wooden house hidden in the dense forest. The spirit qi is flowing over there. I wonder what's going on? That should be the training ground of the Flower City's City Lord. Qin Feng and Sister Hong went there previously. Ah, look, there are dense dark clouds in the sky, and there are lightning bolts descending. Pitter-patter. Just as Lin Bei screamed, everyone was shocked by the rumbling thunder. Originally, the sky was blue for tens of thousands of miles. But now, it was covered with dark clouds and interweaving lightning webs. It was a scene of destruction. Pitter-patter. Qin Feng and Sister Hong, who were in the wooden house, were even more shocked. The two of them saw a thick and long lightning bolt striking the roof, instantly blasting a large hole in the roof of the wooden house. Wood splinters scattered, and the lightning bolt finally exploded behind Yan Xianhai, shattering the blue stone on the ground. However, Yan Xianhai sat motionlessly on the ground, as if nothing had happened. An old voice floated into Qin Feng and Sister Hong's ears. Don't be afraid. Breaking through to the Buddha light realm will require one to undergo the lightning tribulation. There are a total of 3 lightning tribulations, and this is only the first one. Because the first lightning tribulation is the weakest, I can directly use my physical body to block it. The subsequent lightning tribulations will gradually become stronger, but I have already made preparations. After understanding the situation, Qin Feng and Sister Hong heaved a sigh of relief. However, looking at the lightning web suspended in the sky above the roof, the two of them became gloomy again. Qin Feng was somewhat glad that he came up with the idea of staying behind to watch Yan Xianhai's breakthrough. If he did not experience Yan Xianhai's breakthrough, he would definitely not know anything when he broke through to the Buddha light realm. If he did not make any preparations, it would probably be very difficult for him to withstand the 3 lightning tribulations. Pitter-patter. Thunder roared again. This time 3 lightning bolts descended. Although all 3 lightning bolts struck Yan Xianhai's body, Qin Feng and Sister Hong had already circulated their inner qi to protect themselves. Just the remaining power of the lightning bolts made the two of them feel pressured. However, they saw Yan Xianhai sitting in the sea of lightning, not reacting no matter how the lightning bolt struck him. Although his long hair was fluttering in the wind, and the white robe on his body was also in tatters. However, there was a layer of barrier condensed from qi on his body, and it actually blocked the fierce attack of the first wave of lightning tribulations. Suddenly, the sound of thunder disappeared. The lightning web in the dark sky also disappeared. Just when Qin Feng and Sister Hong heaved a sigh of relief, a loud explosion sounded, as if a large hole had exploded in the sky. Rumble. It turned out that the second wave of lightning tribulations had descended. It seemed to connect seamlessly with the first wave of lightning tribulations. This time, Yan Xianhai suddenly opened his eyes. He frowned and looked above his head, and his expression became increasingly solemn.
Swish.
Seeing that a purple lightning bolt as thick as an arm was about to explode above his head, Yan Xianhai waved his hand, and a defensive artifact soared into the sky, blocking the roof of the wooden hut that had been blasted open. That defensive artifact was a compass. It was originally only the size of a palm, but the instant it soared into the sky, it grew larger and larger, finally sealing off the entire wooden hut's roof. Rumble. The lightning bolt landed on the compass, and a deafening sound rang out. This compass was a good artifact, as it was still intact after being struck by the lightning several times. However, the wooden hut could no longer withstand the fierce lightning strikes, and it exploded into pieces. Bang, bang, bang. Loud sounds rang out continuously, but Yan Xianhai sat in the center of the array, not moving at all. Sister Hong had a worried expression on her face, and Qin Feng also felt a little uncertain. This was the first time the two of them had seen the lightning tribulations of the Buddha light stage, and they did not expect it to be so powerful. Moreover, both of them realized a very serious problem. This was only the second wave of lightning tribulations. Earlier, Yan Xianhai had said that there would be a total of 3 waves of lightning tribulations, and each wave was stronger than the previous one. They didn't know if that compass would be able to withstand the third wave of lightning tribulations. Bookmark for easier reading. Chapter 1576. Father, can you hold on? Sister Hong started to worry. Mobile phones with no ads were the most efficient way to save data. But at this moment, the fierce and intense thunder and lightning suddenly disappeared, and even the dense dark clouds above their heads dissipated, as if nothing had happened. Yan Xianhai's forehead was covered with a layer of cold sweat, but he didn't dare to let down his guard. He had broken through to the Buddha light realm once before, so he knew that the final lightning tribulation was the key to success. Seeing that her father didn't even have the time to reply, Sister Hong immediately shut her mouth and didn't dare to disturb him. Qin Feng didn't say anything, and even controlled his breathing to be very weak. The three of them just sat quietly on the ground. At this moment, the wooden house had already exploded into nothingness. The compass that was suspended in midair was still there. But after waiting for a full 10 minutes, there was still no movement. Qin Feng and Sister Hong looked up. The sky was clear and didn't look like it was going to thunder at all. Could it be that this is my second breakthrough to the Buddha light realm, so there are only 2 lightning tribulations? Even Yan Xianhai was puzzled. But soon, he frowned because he knew that he hadn't broken through to the Buddha light realm, so the lightning tribulation definitely wasn't over. Rumble. Just when the three of them were puzzled, a loud sound exploded in the surroundings. The sound was even more intense than the previous 2, and they could even feel the earth shaking slightly. Before Yan Xianhai could react, a lightning bolt struck down. The huge compass that was suspended above the three of them suddenly exploded into pieces. Crackle. After the compass exploded, numerous lightning bolts landed on Yan Xianhai's body. Yan Xianhai opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of blood. Father. Sister Hong ran over anxiously, but was pulled back by Qin Feng. Qin Feng realized that this was the third wave of lightning tribulation. With his and Sister Hong's realm, if they stepped into the sea of lightning, they would instantly turn into ashes. Yan Xianhai was about to stop his daughter, but seeing that Qin Feng had already stopped her, he immediately looked at Qin Feng with gratitude. This third wave of lightning tribulation was much more powerful than Yan Xianhai had imagined. He didn't even have time to stop the girl. Rumble. The sea of lightning descended, and the loud sound was earth-shattering. Yan Xianhai shouted, and a soft armor that glowed with pink light suddenly appeared on his body. Qin Feng could tell at a glance that this was a powder-grade spirit weapon, and it was a spirit armor that focused on defense. Qin Feng didn't expect the Buddha's light stage's lightning tribulation to be so powerful. It seemed like Yan Xianhai was prepared. However, the powder armor was useless against the third wave of lightning strikes. In just a few short breaths, cracks had appeared on it. Wait, the lightning tribulation this time is too powerful. You two, hurry up and leave. I can't hold on much longer. Seeing that the spiritual armor on his body was about to explode, Yan Xianhai revealed an incomparably serious expression. He had guessed the reason why the lightning tribulation was so powerful. It was probably related to his second breakthrough to the Buddha light realm. Both Qin Feng and Sister Hong sensed danger. Yan Xianhai's breakthrough this time would most likely fail. If it was just a simple failure to break through, it would still be manageable. However, looking at the current situation, Yan Xianhai was likely to be severely injured or even killed by the lightning tribulation. Rumble. The lightning that filled the sky did not care about Yan Xianhai's life or death, and continued to fall. The spirit armor on his body was covered in cracks like a tortoiseshell. Suddenly, with a crisp sound, the pink defensive spirit armor was completely shattered by the lightning strike. Puff. Without the protection of the spirit armor, Yan Xianhai spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. He originally thought that with the help of the natal transformation pill and the spirit gathering formation, he would definitely be able to successfully break through to the Buddha light realm. However, he was startled. This was the second time he had broken through to the Buddha light realm, and the heavenly tribulation he triggered was several times stronger than the first time. Father, Sister Hong screamed in fright, and started to struggle in Qin Feng's arms with all her might. Quickly let go. I have to go save Father. Qin Feng did not dare to let go. He knew that with Sister Hong's current realm, as long as she stepped into the center of the Sea of Lightning, she would instantly explode into pieces. Yan Xianhai realized that he wasn't going to make it. He ignored the lightning striking his body and yelled at Qin Feng. Young hero Qin, don't let Yan Er come in. If I really die, take care of Yan Er for me. Qin Feng was stunned. He did not know what Yan Xianhai meant by these words. Could it be that he was going to entrust Yan Er's life to him? However, now was not the time to think about these things. What Qin Feng needed to think about most was how to help Yan Xianhai successfully overcome the lightning tribulation. After Yan Xianhai stepped into the Buddha light realm, his development in Flower City would be more stable. Little pig, is there any way for the system to help Yan Xianhai overcome the lightning tribulation? Qin Feng hurriedly asked telepathically. Little pig replied, Master currently has a total of 135 million hedonist points, which is more than enough to help Yan Xianhai overcome the lightning tribulation. Even if Master does not spend any hedonist points, Master can use the golden shield to block the lightning tribulation. Qin Feng was stunned. He remembered that he only had 635,000 hedonist points left. How did it suddenly become 135 million? Also, what was the golden shield? Qin Feng did not remember that he had this spiritual weapon. Little pig could read Qin Feng's thoughts. Without waiting for him to ask, it continued, Master, you previously collected the Hunyuan Sect's secret technique Hunyuan 7 Blades, the Heavens equals Sex 1000 Thread Slash, and the Creation of Heaven and Earth Arts Creation Chapter. These 3 are all high-grade martial skills and cultivation methods, which are in line with the system's Collect Supreme Martial Skills and Cultivation Methods mission. Collecting the Hunyuan 7 Blades will reward you 200,000 hedonist points and a gold-grade spiritual shield. Collecting the 1000 Thread Slash will reward you 300,000 hedonist points. The Creation Chapter will reward you 1 million hedonist points and free access to the Star World interface. Qin Feng was enlightened. It was also because he had been busy running around and had to flee for his life after exposing the purple serene flame that he did not notice the rewards that the system had recently released. Seeing that his hedonist points had become 135 million, and he was rewarded with a gold-grade spiritual shield and the Star World interface, Qin Feng's heart was filled with excitement. Crackle. A muffled sound pulled Qin Feng back to reality. He saw a dozen or so lightning bolts striking down from the sky. Yan Xianhai's face was deathly pale, and his aura had weakened by more than half. It was obvious that he could not withstand this wave of lightning tribulation. Qin Feng, hurry up and take Yan Air away from here. Yan Xianhai disregarded the falling lightning net and tried to persuade Qin Feng and Yan Xianhai at the most critical moment. Sister Hong would not leave. If she was not tightly held in Qin Feng's arms, she would have rushed into the sea of lightning to fight with her father. Rumble. The lightning bolts fell, and Yan Xianhai, who was struggling, froze in fear. She realized that her father would be heavily injured or even killed by this wave of lightning. But in the next moment, her beautiful eyes were filled with disbelief. A huge shield appeared in the sky. It shone with golden light like a bright moon. The lightning bolts all landed on the golden shield, and a deafening sound rang out. However, the golden shield only shook a few times, and it was not penetrated. Sister Hong and Yan Xianhai were stunned. They raised their heads and looked at the golden shield in confusion. But soon, Yan Xianhai looked at Qin Feng and said, Young hero Qin, is this your defensive spiritual weapon? Yan Xianhai was shocked again and again by Qin Feng's actions. First he was a pill king, then he was a rank 2 array master. He did not expect Qin Feng to take out a gold-grade defensive spiritual weapon. Even Yan Xianhai could not get his hands on such a high-grade spiritual weapon. The defensive compass he used before was only a magic weapon. It was not even a spiritual weapon. Yan Xianhai's strongest weapon was the pink spiritual armor that was destroyed not long ago. But Qin Feng casually took out a gold-grade spiritual shield. Rumble. The loud sounds continued, but Yan Xianhai and Sister Hong seemed to have forgotten about the lightning tribulation. The two's burning gazes made Qin Feng feel a little awkward. He raised his head and looked at the golden shield. His brows suddenly furrowed. Under the continuous attacks of the lightning bolts, there were actually some cracks on the surface of the golden shield. City Lord Yan, my spiritual shield can't hold on much longer. Quickly think of a way to break through. Qin Feng said anxiously. He had just obtained this golden shield, and he did not want it to be broken just like that. Yan Xianhai suddenly woke up. Only then did he remember that he was still breaking through to the Buddha light realm. He also saw the cracks on the surface of the golden shield. He immediately collected his thoughts and entered the breakthrough state again. Rumble. The third wave of lightning tribulation was incomparably ferocious. If it wasn't for the golden shield blocking their heads, the three of them would have been blown to pieces by the sea of lightning. In the face of such a powerful heavenly tribulation, Sister Hong was completely helpless. She could only watch helplessly from the side. Qin Feng kept his eyes on the golden shield. He was thinking that if the golden shield really couldn't hold on until the end, he would put it back into the system when it was about to explode. That way, he could put it in the Million Treasure Pavilion to be nurtured and repaired in the future. Master, the third wave of lightning tribulation is about to end. You can set up a few defensive formations to help reduce the burden on the golden shield.
Little Pig suddenly said.
Qin Feng suddenly woke up. He was too anxious and forgot that he still had the ability to set up formations. Qin Feng immediately busied himself. He quickly inserted array formation handprints into the spirit stones and refined dozens of defensive array flags.
Buzz.
Waves of strange energy rippled out. Qin Feng set up a total of 3 defensive formations. Due to the urgency of the situation, these 3 defensive formations were the most ordinary defensive formations. However, Qin Feng was now comparable to a level 3 formation master. Even an ordinary defensive formation couldn't be underestimated. It could even block the all-out attack of a level 4 Holy King. The 3 defensive formations were stacked by Qin Feng. This time, the defensive effect was multiplied. The thunder in the sky didn't stop. However, the 3 of them could see that the ferocious lightning net had weakened a lot. The third wave of lightning tribulation was clearly about to retreat. Rumble. When the last dozen or so lightning bolts fell, the 3 defensive formations were instantly destroyed. However, the power of the remaining lightning bolts was greatly reduced. When they hit the golden shield, there wasn't much movement. However, an earth-shattering sound suddenly came from Yan Xianhai's body. His whole body seemed to have exploded. Waves of vital energy gushed out, pressuring Qin Feng and Sister Hong so much that they almost fainted. Father, are you okay? Sister Hong struggled to support her body.
She was still worried about Yan Xianhai.
A moment later, Yan Xianhai's surprised voice came from the rolling fog. Yan Qin Feng, I've successfully stepped into the first change of Buddhist aura. The 2 of them were instantly happy. This breakthrough was really thrilling. However, Qin Feng was a little confused. This was the first time he came into contact with a Buddhist aura. He didn't understand what Yan Xianhai meant by the first change of Buddhist aura. Bookmark for easier reading. Chapter 1577. Just as Qin Feng was feeling puzzled, his eyes suddenly lit up. He looked at Yan Xianhai. At this moment, Yan Xianhai was sitting cross-legged, sorting out the chaotic aura in his body. His body was emitting a faint scarlet light, as if there was a sea of fire behind Yan Xianhai. Sister Hong also saw this situation, but she was much calmer than Qin Feng. She probably understood the reason for this scarlet light. City Lord Yan, you successfully broke through? But what's with the scarlet light on your body? Qin Feng couldn't help but ask. The scarlet light gave people the feeling that he had gone berserk. Yan Xianhai suddenly opened his eyes, and the aura on his body underwent a huge change. It became more stable and calm, like a bottomless abyss. He smiled at Qin Feng and said, Qin Feng, don't worry. This is the sign of breaking through to the Buddha Light Realm. The Buddha Light Realm is like its name. Once you step into it, your body will transform into a protective Buddha light. The Buddha Light Realm has a total of 9 major realms, from 1 to 9 transformations. Every time you break through, your body will be protected by a layer of Buddha light. The colors of the Buddha light are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, and white. Yan Xianhai patiently explained to Qin Feng. He could see that Qin Feng didn't understand the realms above the Saint King realm. Qin Feng was shocked. He didn't expect the Buddha Light Realm to be so powerful. It could even produce a protective Buddha light. In the past, Qin Feng had thought that when he was still in the Saint King realm, if he encountered a Buddha Light Realm cultivator, would he be able to fight? Now that he felt the power of the Scarlet Buddha light on Yan Xianhai's body, Qin Feng realized that this thought was absurd. After Yan Xianhai successfully broke through, he continued to stay in the wooden house to stabilize his realm. Qin Feng and Sister Hong were completely relieved. They didn't disturb Yan Xianhai anymore and left the wooden house. At this moment, all the cultivators in Flower City were shocked. Many people were discussing the great changes in the sky. What was that thunder just now? The sky was originally clear and boundless. Why would there suddenly be thunder and lightning? That is obviously a lightning tribulation. Moreover, it is very likely that only those who have stepped into the Buddha light realm can trigger 3 lightning tribulations. There were still many experienced and knowledgeable cultivators in Flower City. When someone saw the lightning tribulation, Flower City became even more excited. Flower City has another senior who has stepped into the Buddha light realm. He's too powerful. I heard that only City Lord Yen is at the Buddha light realm. Now that another Buddha light realm cultivator has appeared, I reckon that the Flower City is about to undergo a huge change. 2 tigers cannot share one mountain. Sigh. I hope they don't fight. Otherwise, if these immortals fight, we mortals will suffer. As for Yan Xianhai's true cultivation level, other than a few people in the Yan clan, no one else knew about it. Therefore, when he stepped into the Buddha light realm again, the citizens of Flower City thought that a new Buddha light realm cultivator had appeared. Qin Feng and Sister Hong had already arrived at the pavilion. The girls were also frightened by the previous lightning tribulation, especially when they knew that Qin Feng was in the middle of it. Now that they saw Qin Feng appear safely, everyone breathed a sigh of relief and hurriedly gathered around him. Big Sister Hong, I'll have to trouble you to provide us with a place to stay. Also, about my pill store, Qin Feng got down to business. Sister Hong's attitude towards Qin Feng had undergone a drastic change. She even looked at him dubiously. Don't worry, little brother Qin Feng. I'll arrange for the servants to prepare a good place for you. I guarantee that you'll be satisfied. After saying that, Sister Hong left. The girls looked at Qin Feng meaningfully, while Lu Jie and the other men were full of admiration. Not long ago, Sister Hong was cold and indifferent towards Qin Feng. Who would have thought that after a few hours, Sister Hong would act like a little girl? This young Master Qin's way of picking up girls was too superb. Sister Hong was very efficient. In the afternoon, she had already prepared a piece of land for Qin Feng. When Qin Feng brought everyone over, he was very happy. It was an entire street of shops opposite the Flower City auction house. There were more than 20 shops in the row. Behind the shops was a huge courtyard that was thousands of square meters. It was many times bigger than their previous base in Luo City. Everyone was very satisfied with this place. Such a large piece of land was enough to show Sister Hong's sincerity. Moreover, Sister Hong gave the land to Qin Feng for free. She didn't charge him a single cent. Moreover, the street where the auction house was located was one of the busiest streets in Flower City. This piece of land was roughly worth tens of millions of high-grade spirit stones. Qin Feng didn't exchange pleasantries with Sister Hong. He knew that helping Yan Xianhai successfully break through to the Buddha light realm was definitely worth more than 10 million high-grade spirit stones. If he didn't take out the golden shield and set up the spirit gathering formation and defense formation, Yan Xianhai would have died. In the following week, everyone was busy cleaning up the shops. A new base was formed. However, Qin Feng didn't name it Saint Medic or Divine Weapon Hall. Because he had revealed the purple flame, he had to hide from many forces. He had also revealed the name Saint Medic at the Elixir Conference. In the end, Qin Feng merged the Elixir Store and the Smithing Store into one name. It was called the China Chamber of Commerce. The reason for this name was because Qin Feng knew that regardless of whether it was people from the secular world or the divine land, they all knew of China's existence. When they heard the name of the China Chamber of Commerce, they would definitely come looking for it. After staying in the divine land for so long, Qin Feng realized that this place seemed to be separated from Earth. This was because no one here knew of China. On the opening day, the China Chamber of Commerce's business was exceptionally good. This was all thanks to Sister Hong's strong support. At the same time, it was also because the medicine and weapons sold by the China Chamber of Commerce were of high quality and low price. With the Yen family as his backing, Qin Feng didn't have to worry about the China Chamber of Commerce for the time being. When he saw that the Chamber of Commerce was on the right track, he went into seclusion. This time, Qin Feng was trying to break through to the next realm. When he realized how powerful the Buddha light realm was, his desire to break through became even stronger. At the same time, he wanted to study the system's new reward, the Golden Shield and the Astral World. Ever since he entered the Divine Land, Qin Feng had been breaking through day and night and running for his life. He didn't even have time to study the system. Qin Feng sent his consciousness into the Hedonist sovereign system, and the little pig excitedly jumped onto his shoulder, scratching his face with its pink paws. Master, you haven't played with little pig for a long time. Qin Feng patted its chubby head. Your master almost died a few times, but I still played with you. Tell me about the Golden Shield and the Astral World. Little pig pouted, but it quickly became serious. Master, the Golden Shield is a great sage gold-grade defensive shield. It's the same series of equipment as the Golden Phoenix, Golden Whirlwind Wheel, and Golden Rock Celestial Sovereign Armor. As for the Astral World, that's the real deal. Master, you've struck gold this time. When Little Pig talked about the Astral World, its eyes lit up. Qin Feng's interest was piqued. What's the Astral World for? Little Pig said, the Astral World is on the same level as the Astral Beast World. It's a different planet's plane. Through cultivation, the Astral World can produce a new plane. Currently, only Master can enter this plane. However, when Master is strong enough, he can even fuse the Astral World with the Divine Land, just like how China merged with other planes. Little Pig's words were very mysterious. Qin Feng was shocked. He made a simple analysis. According to Little Pig, if he could use the Astral World to create a new continent, then he would be like the god of creation. Moreover, Qin Feng knew that the Astral World was different from the Immortal Island. The Immortal Island was only a plane where the system activated the teleportation formation, and that plane already existed. However, the Astral World was a new plane. Qin Feng had to cultivate and expand it himself. Qin Feng realized how powerful the Astral World was. It was in existence on the same level as the Astral Beast World. The Astral Beast World was a reward for Qin Feng to become a rank 8 Hedonist mortal, but he couldn't use Hedonist points to unlock it. However, when Qin Feng excitedly entered the Astral World, his face immediately darkened. This was a dark world that was only 100 square meters in size. It was shrouded in a layer of wonton, and there wasn't even a speck of light. The darkness seemed to be the end of the world. Qin Feng couldn't see through the darkness even after using the talisman of clairvoyance. Little Pig, are you messing with me again? How big is this place? Creating a world? Qin Feng complained. Little Pig laughed. Don't worry, Master. This is only the initial state of the Astral World. If we cultivate it, we can create a plane even bigger than China. Qin Feng couldn't compare the 100 square meters of dark space in front of him to China. Although China wasn't as big as China or the Divine Land, it wasn't small. How do we cultivate the Astral World? Qin Feng asked. It's very simple, Master. Little Pig said excitedly. As long as the Astral World absorbs spiritual energy, it will automatically expand. The more spiritual energy it absorbs, the bigger the area it will form. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. Little Pig's explanation seemed simple. As long as Qin Feng threw spirit stones into the Astral World, he could cultivate this plane. However, Qin Feng thought even further. If he wanted to cultivate a plane as big as China, how many high-grade spirit stones would he need? Spirit stones were one of the main materials to speed up breakthroughs. They were also indispensable in setting up formations, refining pills, and forging weapons. Qin Feng couldn't use all the spirit stones to cultivate the Astral World and delay his own cultivation, right? Little Pig could read his mind and immediately explained, Master's worries are completely unnecessary. When you throw spirit stones into the Astral World to cultivate, the spiritual energy in the spirit stones won't disappear into thin air. This spiritual energy will fill the astral world, which is equivalent to increasing the density of the spiritual energy in the astral world. Qin Feng's eyes lit up. If that was the case, he could try cultivating the astral world. He took out nearly 10,000 high-grade spirit stones from the Emerald Spirit Ring. When the spirit stones were thrown into the astral world, they immediately turned into ripples of spiritual energy. The 10,000 spirit stones seemed to disappear in an instant, but Qin Feng found that the space in the astral world had doubled. It was now more than 200 square meters. Moreover, the astral world originally didn't have a trace of spiritual energy, but now it was as dense as the Divine Land. The Divine Land's spiritual energy was much thinner than the Divine Land's. However, Qin Feng was extremely happy. He had only thrown 10,000 high-grade spirit stones, but the density of the spiritual energy in the astral world was comparable to the Divine Land. If he threw more spirit stones in, the density of the spiritual energy in the astral world would definitely increase exponentially. P.S. Chapter 2 will be updated tomorrow. Bookmark for easier reading. Chapter 1578. After Qin Feng understood the cultivation method and effects of the astral boundary, he looked at the 12 million high-grade spirit stones in his storage ring. These were the spirit stones he got from selling the flying sword and the golden sage pill at the Flower City auction. Qin Feng took out the 10 million high-grade spirit stones. Instantly, the astral boundary shook violently, as if the sky was falling and the earth was cracking. The density of the spirit qi in the surroundings instantly increased by tens of times. The dense spirit qi seemed to condense into a solid substance, and one could see purple gas floating in the darkness. Rumble. Qin Feng waved his hand and placed the purple flame in the center of the astral boundary. The faint purple light illuminated the surroundings, and gradually, the darkness dissipated, as if it was daytime. Qin Feng looked around. The space of the astral boundary was rapidly expanding at a speed visible to the naked eye, and the 10 million high-grade spirit stones were also rapidly dissipating, all turning into spiritual energy that filled the space. Half an hour later, all the spirit stones had disappeared, and the astral boundary, which was originally only 200 square meters, was now vast and spectacular. It was more than 10,000 square meters. In the sky above the astral boundary, countless purple flames sparks flickered, illuminating the dark space as if it was daytime. When Qin Feng sensed the density of the spirit qi in the surroundings, he found that the spirit qi here was even denser than in Flower City. Although he had spent 10 million high-grade spirit stones, Qin Feng was still very satisfied with the results. Flower City was a slightly famous cultivation city in the northern sand continent, and the density of the spirit qi was much denser than in a small place like Luo City. Qin Feng was planning that after he collected more spirit stones, he could make the astral boundary into a cultivation sanctuary that surpassed any place in the northern sand continent. After some time, Qin Feng calmed down. He did not throw the remaining 2 million spirit stones into the astral boundary. Firstly, 2 million spirit stones would not be of much use, and secondly, he needed to keep some spirit stones for emergencies. Qin Feng sat cross-legged in the astral boundary and began to look at the other functions of the hedonist sovereign system. Now that he had 135 million hedonist points, he could do a lot of things. Master, since you came to the Divine Supreme Mainland, many of the products in the astral boundary can no longer satisfy Master's needs. I suggest Master upgrade the interface, Little Pig said. Qin Feng had long realized this problem. Back in the Divine Land, he had been able to use the interface of star technology and the heroes of the Palace of Heroes to gain a foothold. However, there were too many venerables in the Divine Continent. The lowest cultivation level was the Immortal Qi realm, and the Saint King realm was the lowest existence here. As for the Buddhist Light realm, the True Spirit realm, or even the Nihility God realm, Qin Feng didn't dare to think about it. He checked the system carefully. Right now, the strongest hero in the Hall of Heroes was still Canon Huangzhong, but he was only at the 5th stage of Immortal Qi. Huangzhong had broken through by himself. As for StarTech's strongest mech, it was still the White Phoenix mech. However, The White Phoenix mech's power was only enough to deal with true Chi stage cultivators. In front of an immortal Chi stage expert, it was like a toy. As for the Star Beast interface that was open later, it was quite powerful. However, Qin Feng only had a rank 1 Star Beast, Osla, whose strength was about the same as Canon Huangzhong. Then, Qin Fen thought of the Destroyer hunting pincer. This was a level 9 astral beast. Unfortunately, it was still in its initial form. Even though it had devoured the dantians of several cultivators, it had only grown to the size of a fingernail. Qin Feng realized that he really needed to upgrade some of the interface in the system. He had his eyes on the Star Tech interface, the Star Beast interface, and the Hall of Heroes. However, the Hall of Heroes and the Star Beast interface could not be upgraded. These two interfaces mainly divided the levels of heroes and Star Beasts. The Hall of Heroes were from Elementary, Intermediate, Advanced, Super, and Sovereign. The Star Beasts were from rank 1 to rank 9. Currently, Qin Feng was facing Saint King Realm or even Buddha Light Realm enemies. If he wanted to buy a hero, it had to be a high-rank hero. However, that high-rank hero was too expensive. Qin Feng's current 2 million Hedonist points were not enough to squander. If he wanted to buy a Star Beast, it had to be at least a rank 3 Star Beast. The price was also ridiculously high. After some analysis, Qin Feng felt a little depressed. In the end, his gaze fell on the Star Tech interface. Right now, the best thing to do was to upgrade the interface. Originally, Star Tech was at the initial interface. Also known as Star Tech had a total of 9 levels of upgrading. From Star Tech to Star Tech, Qin Feng did not think too far ahead. He mainly looked at the interface, which required 500,000 Hedonist points to upgrade from Star Tech to Star Tech. And upgrading from Star Tech to Star Tech required 1 million Hedonist points. The Star Tech was called Star Soul Technology Interface, while the Star Saint Technology Interface was called Star Saint Technology Interface. After Qin Feng understood the situation, he moved his mind. A system notification sounded in his mind. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for spending 500,000 Hedonist points to upgrade to Star Soul Technology Interface. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for spending 1 million Hedonist points to upgrade to Star Saint Technology Interface. Host Qin Feng's total Hedonist points, 635,000. At the same time as the system notification sounded, Star Tech's interface changed. 10 minutes later, the originally gray console became flashing with a golden light. The console became bigger, and the details became much more refined. Most importantly, there were many new products on the light screen that had appeared in the void, and in front of the names of these products, there was a Star Sage rune. Ping. Host has successfully upgraded Star Tech's interface. You have been awarded a Star Saint Technology lottery ticket. The system notification sounded again. Qin Feng had already scanned through the products on Star Saint Technology's interface. The cheapest one cost more than 500,000 Hedonist points, and he couldn't even buy a single product with his remaining Hedonist points. This was a bit embarrassing. Luckily, the system had rewarded him with a lottery ticket. Qin Feng was tempted. Qin Feng moved his mind, and the Star Saint Technology lottery ticket disappeared. A ray of black light suddenly shot out from Star Saint Technology's interface, giving Qin Feng and the others a strong sense of danger. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for drawing Star Saint 1000-threaded lightning net. The system notification sounded. Crackle. Following this, a wave of thunder rang out. The palm-sized Star Saint 1000-threaded lightning net suddenly flew into the sky and instantly became an inescapable net. The dense net was like a spider's web, and it flickered with a mysterious black light. The black light leaped and flowed on the net. It was actually streaks of black lightning. Even though Qin Feng was hundreds of meters away from the net, he could feel the power of the lightning net. If someone was trapped by the lightning net, no one under the Buddhist light stage would be able to escape. Master, you're quite lucky. This Star Saint 1000-threaded lightning net is sold for 3 million Hedonist points, and it has the effect of restraining lightning. The 1,000-threaded lightning net was made from special materials, and it's tenfold stronger than the silk armor on Earth. Even Master's galaxy flying sword would find it difficult to cut through the 1,000-threaded lightning net. After hearing Little Pig's introduction, Qin Feng was even more shocked. He knew how sharp the galaxy flying sword was. Not only could this flying sword fly, but it was also an offensive weapon. It was many times stronger than normal flying swords on the divine supreme continent. Whoosh! Qin Feng moved his mind, and a pink light flashed and instantly pierced into the black net in the sky. The flying sword shot out hundreds of sharp sword lights, but the sword chi was unable to cut through the black net. It didn't even leave a mark. Crackle! After being attacked, the Star Saint 1,000-threaded lightning net's black light suddenly exploded, and the sound of thunder was deafening. Master, hurry and call back the flying sword. Otherwise, it'll be destroyed by the lightning. Little Pig hurriedly shouted. Qin Feng was already on the move. The flying sword was like a meteor, leaving behind a pink light as it returned to Qin Feng's hand. Only then did the black light gradually recede, and everything returned to normal. However, Qin Feng couldn't calm down. He had already realized the power of the Star Saint 1,000-threaded lightning net. He even wondered if Yan Xianhai, who had just stepped into the Buddha light stage, could break free from the 1,000-threaded lightning net. Master, you can upgrade the level of the formation, Little Pig reminded him. Qin Feng slightly calmed down. He first put the Star Saint 1,000-threaded lightning net back into the system. This thing was too powerful, and it had already become his strongest trump card. On the divine supreme continent, alchemists, blacksmiths, and formation masters were all extremely rare existences. Formation masters were even rarer. When Qin Feng was in China's secular world, he had studied formations quite a bit. When he first entered the inner hidden sect to find the concealment formation, he then set up the spirit gathering formation and the sea heart formation in Hero City. Then, he went to the divine supreme continent to set up the defense formation, and so on. Since formation masters were very popular on the divine supreme continent, Qin Feng naturally wouldn't give up on studying formations.
He checked the system.
Formation masters were divided into 9 levels. From level 1 formation master to level 9 formation master. Level 1 formations use the 5 elements as the foundation. The 5 elements formation that Qin Feng obtained back then introduced the rules of the 5 elements in detail. Level 2 formations use the elements of yin and yang. Qin Feng had learned the yin-yang formation before, so he was now proficient in the rules of yin and yang. When level 3 formations were set up, they needed to follow the rules of heaven and earth. This was also in line with Qin Feng's current heaven and earth formation. After understanding the situation of formations, Qin Feng realized that he was now a level 3 formation master. Thus, he spent another 100,000 hedonist points to upgrade the heaven and earth formation to the universe formation. Ding! Host has spent 10 hedonist points and successfully purchased the universe formation. Total hedonist points, 535,000 hedonist points. The system notification sounded, and a majestic amount of information flowed into Qin Feng's mind. He felt like his head was about to explode. After a whole 10 minutes, Qin Feng's mind slowly calmed down. When he searched for information about formations, pieces of profound and ancient memories flowed into his mind. After studying for a while, Qin Feng realized that the universe formation couldn't be bought and learned. He had to learn it by setting up formations himself. This set of ancient books recorded many formations that Qin Feng had never heard of before. For example, the space separation formation, the spirit binding formation, the beast trapping formation, and so on. Chapter 1579. Qin Feng entered the astral space. The spirit chi here was already denser than in Flower City, and his cultivation speed here was faster than outside. Qin Feng also arranged a level 3 spirit gathering array, making the spirit chi around him even denser. Cultivation was timeless. In the blink of an eye, a month passed. Qin Feng stayed in the astral space, seeking a breakthrough. With the help of abundant spirit chi and various pills, he successfully stepped into the 5th stage Saint King realm. When Qin Fan came outside, he found that the China Chamber of Commerce had changed greatly. Although there were many customers in the shop at the beginning, it was now bustling with activity. Hey, you sold fake pills and still want to act shamelessly? Do you think the people of Broken Hung Mountain are easy to bully? In the bustling shop, a group of men in black robes was shouting. There were 5 people in this group, 3 of which were young disciples in their 30s, but they were all Saint King realm masters. There were also 2 old men. The younger one was shouting at Lin Bei, while the other old man stood to the side with his hands behind his back, looking fearless. The quarrel here attracted many customers in the shop to watch. Lin Bei was an introverted person, so she became even more nervous after being surrounded by the crowd. She grabbed the hem of her dress and said, "Senior, are you mistaken? The pills sold by our China Chamber of Commerce are definitely not inferior. We promise to pay 10 times the price for fake pills." Although Lin Bei's attitude was very sincere, the little old man completely pretended not to see it and shouted with a bad attitude, "Humph, you're talking so much just to renege on your promise. You even said to pay 10 times the price for fake pills. Why don't you pay?" Lin Bei braced herself and said, "Then show me the proof of buying pills. Even if you want to pay, you should know what pills you bought, right?" Panic flashed through the eyes of the 5 people from Broken Hung Mountain. How could they show any proof? Because they had never bought pills from China Chamber of Commerce. These people came to China Chamber of Commerce to make trouble because they were from the 4-star sect, Broken Hung Mountain, hoping to gain some benefits. Moreover, China Chamber of Commerce had just opened, and these 5 people had just arrived in Flower City, so they did not understand the situation. They did not put this small Chamber of Commerce in their eyes at all. Stinking bitch, who would carry the proof of purchasing pills on them for no reason. Last night, we bought a bottle of 5 flavor pills from you. In the end, when we went back and took it, we found out that it was a fake pill. It almost caused our great elder to go berserk. If the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce doesn't give us an explanation, Ku Xing, will not let you off easily. After the man announced his name, there were some discussions among the onlookers. So it's Wu Ku Xing of Broken Hung Mountain. I heard that he's also a young elder of the Broken Hung Mountain and has already stepped into the 3rd level of the Saint King realm. I know this person. His reputation has always been bad, and he often bullies people. This Huaxia Chamber of Commerce is really unlucky to have encountered such scoundrels. Junior brother, don't say too much. If his words reach his ears, we'll all be doomed. Everyone disliked my ascetic way of doing things, but no one dared to stand out to uphold justice. Putting aside the fact that Ku Xing was already a 3rd-level holy king, the old man standing beside him was even more unfathomable. Lin Bei also realized that the other party was looking for trouble because the 5 flavor pills were sold out at noon yesterday. When these people said that they were here to buy the 5 flavor pills, it was obviously a lie. As for the 5 flavor pills, it was a type of 5th-grade spirit pill that could help late-stage immortal Qi realm cultivators break through faster. A bottle of 5 flavor pills was not very expensive. In the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce, it sold for 50,000 high-grade spirit stones. But according to the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce's slogan of 1 compensation for 10 fake pills, 10 bottles would cost 500,000 high-grade spirit stones. Lin Bei was so anxious that her head was covered in sweat. She knew that Qin Fan was very rich now, and that 500,000 high-grade spirit stones was not much. But these people were obviously looking for trouble. She did not want to give 500,000 spirit stones to these bad people for nothing. Since that's the case, I'll compensate you with a bottle of 5 flavor pills. After some hesitation, Lin Bei made a decision. Even though she was unwilling, she had to compromise for the sake of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce's continued development. But she heard Wu Ku Xing scolding, "Stupid woman, what kind of joke is this? You sold fake pills and almost caused my senior brother to go berserk, and you're just going to compensate us with a bottle of 5 flavor pills? Do you think we're beggars?" Lin Bei clenched her fists in anger. Don't be fooled by her weak appearance. She had already stepped into the 6th stage of the immortal energy realm. However, Lin Beibei knew that she was no match for Wu Kuxing. She even felt that Zhao Lingxian and Su Ruoro would not be able to defeat this person in front of her. Then what do you want? Lin Beibei asked unhappily. An evil smile flashed in Wu Kuxing's eyes. He had pretended to be domineering in order to test the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce's strength. If the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce was very domineering, they could just leave. However, seeing Lin Beibei continuously retreating, Wu Kuxing and the others knew that the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce was complete trash. Humph! You still have the nerve to ask me what I want. Your Huaxia Chamber of Commerce's signboard clearly states that one compensation for one compensation is 10. I won't make things difficult for you. Immediately compensate me with 10 bottles of 5 flavor pills, or give me 500,000 high-grade spirit stones, and I'll pretend this never happened. You're dreaming. Lin Beibei couldn't take it anymore and angrily pointed at Wu Kuxing. Wu Kuxing was instantly enraged. He was the dignified little elder of Broken Hung Mountain. How could he be reprimanded by a silly little girl? Smelly woman, I see that you're refusing a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. Let me teach you a lesson. An evil smile flashed in Wu Kuxing's eyes as he suddenly reached out to grab Lin Beibei's chest. Lin Beibei was so scared that she cried out. She tried to dodge Wu Kuxing's attack, but found that no matter where she went, Wu Kuxing could lock onto where she retreated. The onlookers shook their heads and sighed. Everyone often bought pills from the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce, so they were very satisfied with the quality, price, and service. Now that they saw Lin Beibei being bullied, many people were infuriated. However, in the end, no one dared to stand out. After all, no one was willing to offend a 4-star sect. Lin Beibei retreated halfway and suddenly fell into a man's embrace. She was so anxious that she was about to cry. When she raised her head, she actually started crying. Woo! Qin Feng, they're bullying me. The instant Lin Beibei saw Qin Feng, the grievances in her heart flowed out like a spring. Qin Feng had seen everything that had just happened. He held Lin Beibei in his arms and looked coldly at Wu Kuxing. I haven't settled the score with you for the auction at Flower City, and you still dare to cause trouble at my Huaxia Pharmaceuticals. Qin Feng recognized Wu Kuxing. At the auction at Flower City, Wu Kuxing and Chiho, the young elder of the Equal Heaven sect, were bidding for his flying sword. After the auction ended, a few groups of people followed Qin Feng. Wu Kuxing was one of them. After that, Qin Feng managed to shake off everyone's pursuit. On the way back, he met Chiho and killed him. Wu Kuxing was stunned. Suddenly, his eyes flashed. He also recognized Qin Feng. This brat was rich. He, ascetic practice, had even started to plan to kill him and steal his wealth. Hee. So this Huaxia Chamber of Commerce was opened by you. That's good. I know you're rich. How do you think we should deal with this? If you don't give me a satisfactory compensation, our Broken Hung Mountain won't let you off. Ascetic practice, brought out his backer. In the northern sand continent, where spiritual energy was sparse, there were no 8 or 9-star sects. Even 5-star sects were pitifully rare. A 4-star sect like the Broken Hung Mountain was considered a relatively powerful existence. Normally, they would have a Buddhist Radiance sect master and many peak saint ruler grand elders watching over them. At this moment, Hanning, Lu Jie, and the rest rushed over. After knowing the reason, Lu Jie and Yunzhe were so angry that they wanted to fight. However, Qin Feng stopped them. He didn't care about Wu Kuxing. Instead, he secretly observed the old man standing at the side. That person's aura was strong and stable. He was actually a level 7 Saint King expert. However, Qin Feng had just broken through to level 5 Saint King and had the Star Sage 1000 Silk Lightning Net. He wasn't afraid of a level 7 Saint King. Brat, have you thought about how you're going to compensate us? Hurry up and talk. Don't waste our precious time. Wu Kuxing was getting impatient. Qin Feng looked at him indifferently and said, I've thought about it. Wu Kuxing smiled playfully. Ha! At least you know what's good for you. Let me tell you, you have to compensate at least 5 million high-grade spirit stones. If you don't pay this amount, you're Huaxia. Wu Kuxing had attended the auction in Huaqing not long ago. He knew that Qin Feng was very rich. Thus, he immediately raised the original 500,000 to 5 million. However, he was interrupted by Qin Feng. I want you to apologize to Lin Bei and everyone in the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. Since you said 5 million spirit stones, then you have to compensate me another 5 million as compensation for the damage to my reputation. As long as you can do this, I can spare your lives. Qin Feng's voice was so powerful that everyone was stunned. Wu Kuxing and the rest stared at him as if they were looking at an idiot. Even Lin Bei and the rest had their mouths wide open. They didn't expect Qin Feng to be so domineering.
Haha.
You really don't know your place. Do you really think you can go against us? There's no need for Great Elder Wu Zun behind me to do anything. I can kill you all by myself. Wu Kuxing didn't care about Qin Feng and the rest at all. He had already checked. Among Lin Bei and the rest, only 2 were first-level Saint Kings. The rest were just ants in the immortal Qi realm. As for Qin Feng's strength, he couldn't see through it. But seeing that Qin Feng was young, he couldn't be that powerful. Even if he couldn't defeat Qin Feng, he still had Great Elder Wu Zun's support. This was a 7th-level Saint King expert. Why would he be afraid of Qin Feng and the rest?
Oh.
So you don't agree to my suggestion? Qin Feng didn't seem to hear Wu Kuxing's words and looked at him coldly. Wu Kuxing's expression turned cold. He was about to attack when Wu Zun shouted, "Junior Kuxing, don't be impatient. After all, this is Huaqing. Bookmark for easier reading." Chapter 1580. Kuxing glared at Qin Feng fiercely. Mobile phones were the most efficient and had no advertisements. He understood the meaning behind Wu Zun's words. This was Flower City, Yan Clan's territory. It was said that Yan Xianhai was a Buddha Light Realm expert. If they caused trouble in Flower City, it would be hard to explain to Yan Xianhai. They didn't know about Qin Feng's relationship with Yan Xianhai and Yan Baoming. Otherwise, they wouldn't have come to China Chamber of Commerce to cause trouble. Little friend, this isn't a good place to talk. Can you come with us to a quieter place? Let's sit down and have a cup of tea to talk about this. Wu Zun looked at Qin Feng with a kind smile, as if they were good friends of many years. Lin Bei and the rest were confused. They even felt that Wu Zun could distinguish right from wrong. However, Qin Feng sneered in his heart. He had already seen the dense killing intent in Wu Zun's eyes. All right, lead the way. Qin Feng agreed without any hesitation. This action caused Wu Zun to be stunned. To be able to become the Great Elder of Broken Hung Mountain and step into level 7 Saint King, it was clear that Wu Zun was not an ordinary person. He also thought that Qin Feng was being petty. However, when he saw through Qin Feng's realm, the apprehension in his heart instantly disappeared. Young hero is indeed a straightforward person. Then please. Wu Zun didn't waste any time and turned to leave. The 3 young disciples followed him out. Kuxing stood in the room and didn't leave. He kept staring at Qin Feng as if he was afraid that Qin Feng would run away. Qin Feng, you better not go. The girls had already surrounded him. Although they felt that Wu Zun didn't seem like a bad person, they were worried that Qin Feng would be at a disadvantage if he went out. Many enthusiastic onlookers secretly shook their heads at Qin Feng, telling him not to follow. However, Qin Feng acted as if he didn't see it. He said to the girls, "Don't worry. I will be back soon. Close the shop before I come back. Zhou Tian, bring some people to protect everyone." Qin Feng said a few words and followed them out. Currently, Zhou Tian and the rest had the highest realm in China Chamber of Commerce. They were originally odd-job disciples of Hunyuan sect and were originally at level 4 or 5 Immortal Qi realm. After following Qin Feng, they had all kinds of pills to assist their cultivation. A few of them had already stepped into Saint King realm. Once Qin Feng left, everyone became anxious. The customers consciously left the shop, but they talked as they walked. Sigh. Young swordsman Qin is an upright and fair person. I quite admire him. What a pity, what a pity. Just now, I tried to persuade him secretly, but he pretended not to see it. I don't know what he was thinking. The people of the Broken Cliff Mountain have always been vicious and merciless. That first elder called Wu Zun is a 7th-stage Saint King. Young hero Qin will be in danger this time. When someone mentioned how powerful his honor was, the sighs became even more intense. Lin Bei and the others were so frightened that they hurriedly chased after them. However, they discovered that they had already lost sight of Qin Fun, Wu Zun, and the others. At this moment, they had already arrived at a desolate area on the outskirts of Flower City. Wu Zun, who was in the midst of rushing over, suddenly stopped in his tracks. When he turned around, the amiable expression on his face had long disappeared, and he stared coldly at Qin Fun. Have we arrived? Didn't you say you were going to treat me to tea? Qin Feng pretended to be confused. Wu Zun's lips curled into a cold smile, while Wu Kuxing laughed out loud. Haha, you idiot, did you really think we would treat you to tea? You're not retarded, are you? Qin Feng didn't care about Wu Kuxing's mockery and said in an even more serious tone, Aren't you treating me to tea? Then what do you guys want? The 5 of them were amused by Qin Feng's silly look, and they convulsed with laughter. Even Wu Zun couldn't help but laugh a few times. He was originally worried that Qin Feng would play some tricks, but now it seemed that he had completely overestimated this kid. But when he thought about it, Qin Feng looked like he was only in his early 20s. How could this wild kid who hadn't even grown his hair be shrewd? Kid, I heard from my junior that you have many treasures and spirit stones on you. As long as you obediently hand over your storage ring, this old man can spare your worthless life. Wu Zun, a 7th-stage Saint King, couldn't be bothered to talk nonsense with Qin Feng, and went straight to the point. Qin Feng found it funny, but he pretended to be nervous. What? You guys actually have designs on my storage ring? So, you guys are a bunch of beasts with human faces. Wu Kuxing couldn't stop laughing, as if Qin Feng was praising him. Ha, kid, you really make me laugh to death. The Divine Supreme Continent respects martial arts, and you deserve to be bullied because of your low strength. Why do you have so much nonsense to say? The 3 disciples also jumped out. Hurry up and hand over your storage ring, or else the 3 of us will cripple you. Qin Feng glanced at the 3 disciples. One of them was a 2nd-stage Saint King, and the other 2 were 1st-stage Saint Kings. This kind of trash could be instantly killed by Qin Feng, and they still had the nerve to jump out and act tough. Qin Feng wasn't in a hurry to make a move. If Wu Zun wasn't here today, he wouldn't have followed them to this desolate place, and he would have already killed the 4 of them in the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. But because of Wu Zun's appearance, Qin Feng had no choice but to be cautious. This was a 7th-stage Saint King expert. But Qin Feng wasn't afraid of Wu Zun, or else he wouldn't have followed them here alone. He had just broken through to 5th-stage Saint King, and he still had the Star Saint Thousand Silk Lightning Net, so he wanted to find a strong opponent to practice with. But there were 5 of them now, which was a little tricky for Qin Feng. He already had a plan in his heart. He had to kill the other 4 instantly, or it would be very difficult for him to win. What if I don't hand over my storage ring? Qin Feng pretended to insist. Wu Kuxing's face turned cold, and he roared, Stinking brat, if you don't cooperate with us, only death awaits you. Qin Feng was amused. He knew that even if he obediently handed over his storage ring, with the morals of Wu Kuxing and the others, how could they possibly spare his life? But after some hesitation, Qin Feng said, All right, I believe you. No matter what, you are still people from a 4-star sect, so you definitely won't go back on your words. Wu Kuxing and the others held back their laughter, and Wu Zun said seriously, Don't worry. This old man can guarantee with my integrity that as long as you hand over your storage ring, I will spare your life. Qin Feng cursed this old man in his heart for being so shameless. He even had the nerve to mention his integrity. Do you even have such a thing as integrity? All right, I'll give you the storage ring. Qin Feng waved his hand, and the star ring on his finger flew into the sky. Wu Kuxing and the other 3 disciples' eyes instantly lit up, and they chased after the star ring. Wu Zun frowned, and he suddenly felt a little strange. Why did Qin Feng throw the storage ring so far away? It was as if he was purposely luring Wu Kuxing and the others away. But before he could figure it out, Qin Feng shouted, "Wu Zun, I have 2 storage rings, and this ring is the main one. I'll give it to you now, and you promise to let me go." Qin Feng waved his hand, and the emerald spirit ring flew in another direction. Wu Zun was pleasantly surprised, and he didn't think too much about it, and chased after the emerald spirit ring. Bookmark, easier to read. Chapter 1581. In just a few breaths, the 4 of them were hundreds of meters away from Wu Zun. By then, Wu Zun had already caught the star ring that Qin Feng had thrown out. When he was about to check the treasures in the star ring, he found that the storage ring was sealed. Something's wrong. This kid is cheating. Wu Zun was a cunning old man. He quickly realized that something was wrong. However, when he looked at Wu Zun and the others, his eyeballs fell to the ground. Rumble. A series of loud noises came from afar. Qin Feng was wearing golden armor and holding a dazzling golden phoenix long sword. The long sword slashed towards the sky. It was as if the aura in the air was split in half. This was a sneak attack. He did not hold back at all. A violent aura exploded in the sky. The 3 level 1 and level 2 Saint King disciples could not withstand a single blow. They were turned into ashes in the explosion. Rumble. The loud noises did not stop. Wu Zun reacted quickly. He realized that something was wrong the moment he got the Jade Spirit Ring. He immediately turned around and flew towards Wu Zun without thinking. However, he was blown away by the aftershock of the sword chi. "Brat, how dare you play dirty? I think you must be tired of living." Although he was injured, Wu Zun was not afraid at all. Instead, he looked angry. He realized that Qin Feng's cultivation level was high. It was even higher than his. However, he had a level 7 Saint King expert on his side. "Ha! You can't see the situation clearly before you die. It's a waste of air for people like you to live." Qin Feng leaped above Wu Zun's head. The golden phoenix in his hand was about to fall. However, Wu Zun had already arrived. He struck several palms in the air. Qin Feng knew that Wu Zun was a level 7 Saint King. He had overestimated Wu Zun's strength. However, when Wu Zun attacked, Qin Feng realized that he had underestimated Wu Zun. Wu Zun's speed and reaction were too fast. He had returned in a few breaths. Qin Feng hovered in the air. He was obviously going to kill Wu Zun. However, he suddenly changed his direction and slashed towards Wu Zun. Crackle. The weather changed. Thunder rumbled in the air. Qin Feng did not hold back. He slashed out the 5th form of the mixed origin 7 blades. Back when he was fighting with Chi Ho of the Equal Heaven sect, he tried to use the mixed element 7 sabers for the first time. At that time, he had already grasped the basics of Thunderburst, but the lightning he struck out was only as thick as a toothpick. Now that he had broken through to the 5th level of the Saint King realm and studied the mantra of the mixed element 7 swords, the sky was filled with flashes of lightning that were as thick as a thumb. Wu Zun stopped moving and frowned as he looked at the sky full of lightning strikes. Although the lightning attack wasn't strong, he didn't dare to underestimate it. However, when Qin Feng attacked Wu Zun, Wu ascetic practice found an opening. A cold smile flashed in his eyes. Suddenly, he leaped into the air and took out a long sword from somewhere. "Brat, go to hell." It was a clean sword strike that contained all of ascetic practice's aura. Qin Feng transformed into a black shadow and disappeared in midair. When he reappeared, Wu Kuxing's expression changed drastically. He didn't even have time to turn around before he was surrounded by surging blade chi. Rumble. With a loud bang, ascetic monk, turned into flesh and blood and scattered. Even at the moment of his death, he couldn't believe it. He had just broken through to the 4th level Saint King realm not long ago, so how could he be instantly killed by a kid like Qin Feng? To Wu Kuxing, this was an inconceivable thing, but to Qin Feng, it was not worth mentioning. When he had stepped into the 4th level of the Saint King realm, He had been able to easily kill experts of the same level, let alone now that he had surpassed the ascetic practice realm. The loud noises continued. Wu Zun also broke free from the restraints of the lightning. However, he landed on the empty ground in the distance and looked at the scene in front of him in shock. Ku Xing, was a fourth-stage Saint King after all. How could I be instantly killed by this brat? Stinking brat, you dare to kill a disciple of my Breaking Hing Mountain? Today will be the day you die. Wu Zun quickly came back to his senses. That old face of his was so cold that water was about to drip out. Qin Feng did not dare to show the slightest neglect in the face of such a powerful, revered one. This was the first time he had fought against a 7th Realm Saint King expert, and he could not even figure out his opponent's strength. Rumble. The Wu Zun suddenly made his move. His speed was extremely fast, and everywhere he passed by, the sound of explosions rang out in the air. Just as Qin Feng raised his eyebrows, he felt a sharp pain in his abdomen as he was sent flying by a punch. Rumble. When he landed on the ground, a huge pit was formed. The power of Wu Zun's punch could be seen clearly. Brat, you dare to behave atrociously with just this bit of ability? You really don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Wu Zun followed like a shadow, standing on the flat ground with a cold and arrogant expression. The vigilance in his heart lessened a little. Qin Feng really did have the strength of a 5th-level Saint King. He did not know where this brat got the courage to follow him. Qin Feng exclaimed in his heart. It was not that Wu Zun was very powerful. It was just that the two of them were 2 levels apart. This caused Wu Zun to surpass Qin Feng in both speed and strength. This was especially so in terms of speed. Wu Zun's reaction was too fast. Qin Feng did not even have to think about fighting back. Even dodging his opponent's attack was a little strenuous. Rumble. Just as Wu Zun's voice fell, the ground exploded again. Qin Feng leaped into the air and swung his saber down. Thunder roared again. Wu Zun seemed to have seen through this move. It was just a facade. This time he did not even bother dodging. Brat, since you are using a saber, I will use a sword to defeat you. As he spoke, Wu Zun appeared in front of Qin Feng. He pointed in the air and 3 flying swords flew out from his sleeves. The long swords pierced through the clouds like 3 flying arrows, heading straight for Qin Feng. It was Qin Feng's first time meeting an expert who could control 3 flying swords at the same time.
Clang.
Qin Feng activated his thoughts and took out his flying sword. The starry sky flying sword blocked one of the flying swords. At the same time, Qin Feng swung his saber down, and the second flying sword fell to the ground. But before Qin Feng could make another move, the third flying sword grazed his arm, causing a mist of blood to appear. Swoosh. The exchange only lasted for an instant. Before Qin Feng could completely stabilize his body, Wu Zun actually controlled the flying swords to launch a second wave of fierce attacks. The 3 long swords seemed to have a life of their own as they followed closely behind Qin Feng. And Wu Zun controlled the 3 flying swords at the same time effortlessly. He even held a short sword in his hand and occasionally swung it down. Loud noises reverberated in the sky. Qin Feng had already stopped attacking. At this moment, just dodging the attacks of the 3 flying swords was already extremely strenuous. Humph. This is the consequence of offending my broken hung mountain. Brat, don't run anymore. Just die. After chasing for a while, Wu Zun's patience ran out. He suddenly stopped his pursuit and pointed at the void once again. Another 2 flying swords shot out from his sleeves. In just a few breaths' time, they formed a formation of 5 swords. It's actually a sword formation. Looks like this broken hung mountain is a sect that specializes in sword techniques. As a formation master, Qin Feng quickly saw through the profoundness of the 5 flying swords. Actually, back when he was in the secular world of Huaxia, Qin Feng had already seen the Shaolin 18 Bronze Men formation and the Huashan Sect 13 sword formation. Later on, in the inner hidden sects and the Divine Land, situations where formations were set up for battles were more common. But those formations required the cooperation of many people. This was the first time Qin Feng had met an expert who set up a sword formation to attack. The 5 flying swords had already distanced themselves from each other and surrounded Qin Feng from all 4 directions. There was also a flying sword hovering above Qin Feng's head as if it was hibernating, looking for a chance to kill him in one strike. If an ordinary person were to encounter this 5-element sword formation, even a 7th-level Holy King expert would have nowhere to hide. But Qin Feng was a formation master. He had already seen through the flaws of this sword formation. This sword formation of yours is too crude. It's wishful thinking if you want to kill me. Qin Feng, who had been escaping, suddenly stopped in midair. He saw the 5 flying swords shooting towards him like 5 meteors. Wu Zun was stunned for a moment. He didn't understand what Qin Feng was thinking. If someone said that this young brat could break his sword formation, he wouldn't believe it even if he was beaten to death. Qin Feng didn't care about Wu Zun's expression at all. He was rapidly forming hand seals into the spirit stones. In just a few breaths' time, more than 10 spirit stones were thrown out by him. At the same time, dozens of formation flags were thrown out. Buzz! Suddenly, a strange energy fluctuation was emitted from Qin Feng's body. The scattered spirit stones and formation flags didn't fall to the ground. Instead, they floated around Qin Feng and formed a strange formation. Just as the defensive formation was set up, the flying swords had already landed in front of Qin Feng. But the 5 flying swords stopped 1 meter away from Qin Feng, as if they were blocked by something invisible. The 5 flying swords trembled and let out ear-piercing sword cries. Qin Feng's hands didn't stop, and he suddenly slapped his palm above his head. Rumble! A ball of purple flame rose into the sky. It was even more dazzling than the sun. The pink flying sword that was floating above Qin Feng's head instantly turned into ashes and disappeared. The 4 flying swords that were floating around him also suddenly fell to the ground. Wu Zun was stunned on the spot. His eyeballs dropped to the ground. But what he was shocked about was not his flying swords that were burned into ashes, nor was it that Qin Feng broke his sword formation. Although that ball of purple flame disappeared in a flash, it still couldn't escape Wu Zun's eyes. After being stunned for a moment, he shouted absent-mindedly, "It's the purple spectral flame? You actually have the purple spectral flame, which is ranked 5th. Ever since he realized how powerful the purple spectral flame was during the Elixir Gatherings test, Qin Feng almost never used this flame easily. Just now, he was forced to use the purple spectral flame to break Wu Zun's sword formation. And the speed at which Qin Feng used the purple spectral flame was extremely fast. But he didn't think that Wu Zun would still notice it. But he didn't care too much about it. Because in his eyes, Wu Zun was already a dead man. I really didn't think that I would be able to come across a plaything like the Heavenly Flame. Moreover, it's the Heavenly Flame that is ranked 5th. Brat, seeing that you gave me such a big gift, I will let you die very happily." After seeing the purple spectral flame, Wu Zun seemed to have gone mad. His face was filled with arrogant laughter. His laughter suddenly stopped. He pointed both of his hands towards the sky. The 4 flying swords that had fallen to the ground soared into the sky and turned into countless sword shadows. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Wind broke in all directions. The thousands of sword shadows were indistinguishable, but they were all incomparably swift and fierce. The defensive formation around Qin Feng was instantly destroyed, and countless cuts appeared on his body. This is Broken Hung Mountain's ultimate skill, Shadowless Sword. I want to see how many breaths you can take. Wu Zun's laughter echoed in the surroundings. Qin Feng didn't even have the time to care about him. The 4 flying swords each brought along hundreds of sword rays. When these sword rays gathered together, they formed a sword net that was as dense as silk. Not to mention a person standing inside. Even a fly wouldn't be able to fly out. Chapter 1582. Rumble. Qin Feng didn't even think and immediately slashed down. The first form of the mixed elements 7 blades, Cloud Slash, was activated. Hundreds of blade chi shot out from Qin Feng's body and interweaved like clouds. Blade light and sword shadows collided. The sky rumbled loudly, and it looked like the sky was going to explode. But after a few breaths, the power of the cloud slash was completely dispersed. Although this slash was very exquisite, Qin Feng's realm was not Maizun's match. He didn't gain any advantage when facing it head-on. Bang, bang, bang. Dozens of blade chi landed on Qin Feng's body, and he spat out a few mouthfuls of blood in midair. Maizun didn't show any mercy. He pointed with 2 fingers, and the sword shadows that had mostly dissipated surged forward again. Rumble. Qin Feng's body hadn't completely stabilized, and he forcefully slashed down again. Suddenly, the weather changed. The originally scorching sun was shrouded by the wind and clouds. The scorching temperature dropped below 0, and a violent snowstorm enveloped Qin Feng's body. The wind and snow howled, and even covered the ear-piercing sword cries. Once the third form of the mixed elements 7 blades, frozen heaven was unleashed. Countless layers of ice covered Qin Feng's body and blocked the flying swords. The sky full of blade chi was already blocked by the wind and snow, and was hard to see with the naked eye. Maizun didn't care. He didn't even use his eyes to see and used his telekinesis to control the sword formation's attacks. Faint cracking sounds could be heard. Because of the howling of the wind and snow, the cracking sounds were very inconspicuous. But Qin Feng's expression changed. He saw that the layers of ice around him were quickly disappearing and couldn't even keep up with the speed of regeneration. The wind and snow weakened, and the sky full of blade chi became clear again and appeared around Qin Feng's body. Another wave of collision, and this time, Qin Feng fell to the ground. But the blade chi didn't stop and continued to descend from the sky. Bang, bang, bang. The violent collision sounds exploded on the flat ground. A huge golden shield appeared above Qin Feng's head. The shield shone with golden light and was as dazzling as the sun. The sword-like attacks landed on the golden shield, causing it to shake from the impact. Qin Feng gasped for breath and hurriedly threw a bunch of healing pills into his mouth. The chaotic aura in his body quickly stabilized, and the countless sword wounds on his body healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. Bang, bang. But at this moment, an even louder muffled sound came from the golden shield. Qin Feng raised his head and scanned his surroundings. There were some fine cracks on the golden shield. If this continued, the golden shield would probably shatter. Brat Qin Feng, you coward. Come out and accept your death. What kind of man are you if you hide behind a turtle shell? Wu Zun roared. Controlling 4 flying swords consumed a lot of his stamina and psyche power. Qin Feng was infuriated and suddenly leaped away. Old fart. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? I'll let you see my true strength. He leapt into the air and stopped a dozen meters away from Wu Zun. Wu Zun's eyes were filled with a cold smile. Just now, he was merely trying to provoke Qin Feng, but he never thought that this brat would really jump out. Indeed, he was still young and full of vigor. The flying swords swept over, and thousands of sword rays converged to form a long dragon that soared into the sky. Qin Feng, however, did not dodge. Seeing that the sword light had appeared beneath his feet, he suddenly sent a palm strike towards Wu Zun. Crackle. The sound of thunder was several times more intense than when Qin Feng used the Thunderburst Saber technique. A large black net suddenly appeared in the sky. That black net was as dense as spider silk, and lightning was leaping on it. The moment Star Sage, 1,000 threads lightning net appeared, tens of black lightning bolts struck down from above Qin Feng's head. The instant those sword rays rushed into the sea of lightning, they turned into smoke and dissipated. The 4 flying swords revealed their original forms and shot towards Qin Feng from 4 different directions. Qin Feng's large blade descended, and the flying swords fell onto the ground one by one. Rumble. The sound of thunder became more and more intense. All of this happened in the blink of an eye. When Wu Zun regained his senses, his old eyes were wide open, and he was completely unable to believe the reality before his eyes. However, He had no choice but to believe it, because that terrifying thousand threads lightning net was already flying towards him, and it was about to bind him within. This lightning net was as dense as spider silk, and there was even lightning flowing on it. Even Wu Zun did not dare to touch it easily. "Brat, you sure have a lot of treasures on you, but do you think that I don't have any trump cards? Haha. Go and die for me." Wu Zun's wild laughter reverberated through the sky, but Qin Feng could no longer see this person's figure. Qin Feng immediately purchased a talisman of clairvoyance from the system, but he still could not find Wu Zun. He even thought that Wu Zun had used an invisibility talisman or a concealment formation to hide. However, Qin Feng was a formation master, and he knew that there were no fluctuations of energy from any formation nearby. Furthermore, Qin Feng did not know if Wu Zun had used an escape talisman or an escape technique to escape, because even though he could not see Wu Zun's figure in the surroundings, he could feel the existence of his aura. Furthermore, from Wu Zun's wild laughter and words, it could be seen that he had no intention of leaving. Wu Zun disappeared just like that, and this caused Qin Feng to be very vigilant. He could feel an aura of death rapidly approaching him, but he could not even see a shadow around him. Rip! The sound of skin being pierced rang out. Qin Feng felt a piercing pain on his back, and a bloody wound appeared on the back of his shoulder. Swoosh! Qin Feng hurriedly stepped on the golden wheel and flew away. However, that dangerous aura followed him like a shadow, and it continued to surround his body. After flying for a short while, Qin Feng felt another pain on his back, and a mist of blood sprayed out. "Little pig, what's going on?" Qin Feng's brows furrowed tightly. He realized that Wu Zun was much more powerful than he had imagined. Even though Qin Feng now had Star Saint Thousand Silk Lightning Net, he could not even determine Wu Zun's position, so he could not launch an attack. Little Pig's voice was a bit anxious. "Master, this is that old man's sword skill. He is nearby, but his speed is too fast, and he has concealed both him and his sword." Qin Feng was shocked. How fast did one have to be able to avoid his detection? However, Qin Feng recalled that Wu Zun had mentioned that the sword skill was called Shadowless Sword, and it seemed that it really matched the name of this sword skill. One with the sword, coming and going without a shadow. Qin Feng became interested in the Shadowless Sword skill. Ever since he obtained the creation of Heaven and Earth Arts Creation Chapter, his comprehension ability was extraordinary. It was as if he had a pair of Sharingan, and as long as it was a move he had seen before, he could remember it in his mind, and he could even suddenly comprehend it when he wasn't paying attention. Qin Feng had comprehended the first 4 moves of Hunyuan Sek's Hunyuan 7 Blades, and he had also touched the threshold of the 5th move, Collapsing Thunder. Also, equal Heaven Sek's ultimate sword skill, Thousand Silk Slash. Qin Feng had recently studied it, and he had already mastered it. The sword skill used by this Broken Hung Mountain's great elder, Wu Zun, was also very impressive. In other words, the cultivation methods and martial skills of the Divine Supreme Continent were all extraordinary, and they were of a much higher level than those of China's secular world and the Divine Land. After having the idea of secretly learning the Shadowless Sword skill, Qin Feng started to circulate the Creation Chapters incantation. An indescribable thought of stopping and running away rose in his mind. Although Qin Feng was very confused, he still followed the thought in his mind and stopped at an empty space. Dear reader, you can search for Blue Book Bar and you will be able to find this place immediately. Chapter 1583.
Humph. You are seeking death.
Seeing that Qin Feng had suddenly stopped, the Wu Zun's eyes flashed with a hint of surprise, but he quickly sneered. Qin Feng still couldn't see where the Wu Zun was, but he could feel the aura of death rapidly approaching. The sword light was shadowless, but it didn't completely disappear. When the sword light got closer, Qin Feng saw a few flashes of light that were so fast that it made him speechless. Bang, bang, bang. The sound of metal clashing could be heard. Qin Feng had already put on the Golden Rock Sovereign armor. The sword chi collided with the spiritual armor, creating loud noises. Although it didn't kill him, The violent airflow made him feel uncomfortable. However, Qinfen still stood where he was, with no intention of dodging. Ever since he started circulating the creation scripture, a thought in his mind became very intense. It was as if there was a voice telling him to stand still and to close his eyes to feel the sword qi attack. Qinfen listened to the voice in his heart and allowed the sword qi to hit his golden armor. Even when he puked out a few mouthfuls of blood, he didn't care. He tried his best to calm himself down and slowly closed his eyes. His surroundings turned dark. Qinfen seemed to have left the battlefield and entered another world. The sound of swords slowly appeared in his ears, and the sound became clearer. A few flashes of sword light also appeared in the darkness around him. The white light became denser and more turbulent. Bang, bang, bang. Qinfen's golden armor welcomed a new wave of attacks, and that bright golden glow started to dim. Hundreds of sword marks appeared on the surface of the golden armor, and Qinfen had already puked out a large pool of blood. From his pale face, it seemed like he wouldn't be able to hold on for much longer. The Wuzun's voice rang out, and he couldn't stop laughing. He increased the intensity of his attacks, and the sword qi came down like raindrops. However, at this moment, Qinfen, who had been standing still, suddenly moved. His movements were extremely slow, as if he was an old man or an old woman practicing her sword in the park.
Schwa.
With this simple step, Qinfen dodged half of the sword qi attack. However, the other half of the sword qi landed on his body, creating an earth-shattering sound. Qinfen puked out another 2 mouthfuls of blood, but he didn't care at all. He moved again, and his speed was much faster than before.
Schwa.
Qinfen's eyes were closed, and he was already walking back and forth on the empty ground. No one knew what he was doing. It felt like he was taking a stroll in the park. Wuzun, who was hiding in the dark, had a puzzled look on his face. However, it quickly turned into an expression of shock. He finally realized that something was amiss. Qinfeng's every step was not random. As he moved, he actually dodged most of the sword qi attacks. Qinfeng's speed was still increasing, and a few afterimages had already appeared. The attacks of the sword rays did not weaken, but more and more sword rays fell to the ground. In the end, almost none of the sword rays could hit Qinfen. In the world of martial arts, speed is the only thing that can't be defeated. It's so fast that it becomes a shadow, and one with the sword. The shadowless sword of your Broken Cliff Mountain is quite interesting. Qinfen muttered to himself as he walked. When these words fell into Wuzun's ears, he was so shocked that his eyeballs almost fell to the ground. Brat, how do you know the shadowless sword's mantra? Where did you steal it from? Wuzun's voice was filled with rage, to the point where even the sword techniques in his hands were becoming messy. Qinfen didn't need to open his eyes. He just walked with them closed. What a funny question. Today is the first time I've seen the shadowless sword, so of course I learned it from you, Qinfen said with a smile. How could Wuzun believe him? The shadowless sword was the highest sword technique in Broken Cliff Mountain, and only those who reached the level of the Great Elder could learn it. Wuzun learned the shadowless sword, so he was very clear about the profoundness and intricacies of this sword technique. Don't think that he could execute it with ease, but this was an effect that he only managed to achieve after studying it for tens of years. Therefore, Wuzun did not believe that Qinfen learned it on the spot. How could he comprehend the secrets of the shadowless sword in a short 10 minutes? However, Wuzun did not understand. The shadowless sword was the treasure of Broken Cliff Mountain, and this kind of supreme martial technique would definitely not be passed on to outsiders. Where did Qinfen learn it from? In Qinfeng's line of sight, there was already an additional figure, and it was Wuzun. When he saw Wuzun's blank and depressed expression, Qinfen laughed in his heart. Of course, he understood Wuzun's current feelings. If it wasn't for the fact that he accidentally obtained the creation chapter from the ancient martial relics in Wuzun Mountain, Qinfen did not believe that anyone could comprehend a profound sword technique in a short 10 minutes. Since you don't believe me, then I won't waste my breath.
Schwa.
The moment Qinfen finished speaking, the golden phoenix in his hand swept up a gust of wind. Suddenly, the saber radiance filled the sky. This was originally a sword technique, but now, Qin Feng had used it as a shadowless blade. However, the saber chi was very sharp and it was not any weaker than the sword light. Loud noises rang out continuously in the void. The violent air currents caused Wu Zun, who was still in a daze, to be sent flying to the ground. Rumble. There was a huge pit under Wu Zun's body. He didn't even care about the pain on his body and the shock of being injured. He recalled Qin Feng's strike, and his eyes were filled with shock. Not only did Qin Feng comprehend the secrets of the shadowless sword, but he also created the shadowless blade. His comprehension ability was far above his. Not bad, not bad. This sword skill is even more powerful when used on sabers. Should your Breaking Hung Mountain consider switching weapons? You can practice with sabers in the future. Qin Feng touched the back of the Golden Phoenix saber in his hand and felt very happy. Now that the Supreme One had used all of his trump cards, he was still unable to do anything to Qin Feng. Now it was time for him to be abused. Wu Zun was so angry that he was gnashing his teeth. The cultivation techniques and martial skills of a sect were all passed down from generation to generation, so how could they be changed so easily? This was simply an insult to Broken Hung Mountain. Brat, don't be happy too early. So, what if you have comprehended the shadowless blade? Your realm is too low, so you will die sooner or later. Wu Zun calmed down very quickly. Thinking that Qin Feng was only a Saint King level 5, he finally had some confidence. Qin Feng sneered and didn't explain anything. He leaped into the air and slashed down with his saber. Rumble. The shadowless blade, art, slashed out again. This slash was somewhat similar to the primeval Chaos 7 Blade's first style, Cloud Slash. However, the shadowless blade was a little more profound. Because the speed of the saber chi was extremely fast, it even created afterimages, making people unable to see it clearly. The might of the saber chi also increased greatly. Not only could it catch the enemy off guard, it could also heavily injure the enemy. Rumble. A huge pit was blasted open at the place where Wu Zun was previously standing. He waved the long sword in his hand when he was in the air. The shadowless blade was activated again, and Wu Zun disappeared. However, Qin Feng suddenly chased in a direction and slashed out multiple times, forcing Wu Zun to land on the ground. Stinking brat, this old man will not rest until one of us is dead. After the shadowless blade was broken, Wu Zun was no longer a threat to Qin Feng. He was the dignified Great Elder of Broken Hung Mountain, a 7th-level Saint King expert. However, he was beaten into a sorry state by a little brat who was only in his 20s. This was worse than killing him. Sword chi suddenly surged. It was obvious that Wu Zun was using all his strength. Although Qin Feng was also able to grasp Wu Zun's position and the direction of the sword chi, it was extremely strenuous for him to dodge. The sword chi became faster and faster, and it was as dense as silk. Qin Feng was already somewhat unable to hold on any longer. He didn't even have the space to attack. Seeing that countless sword chi was about to envelop him, Qin Feng slapped his hand, and the black net that was flickering with lightning spread across the sky. Crackle. Thunder boomed, scaring Wu Zun so much that he hurriedly retreated. Qin Feng immediately seized the opportunity to counterattack. With a wave of his hand, he slashed out dozens of times. Sword chi filled the air, and the sound of wind breaking rose and fell ceaselessly. Wu Zun dodged the Thousand Threads lightning net while blocking the attack of the sword chi at the same time. This feeling was very strenuous for him. Ever since he stepped into the 7th-level Saint King realm, he had relied on the profound and exquisite shadowless sword to kill countless experts. He had even killed a 8th-level Saint King expert. Even if he was beaten to death, he would never have thought that he would die in the hands of a mere 5th-level Saint King brat today. Rumble. Just as he was feeling gloomy, several sword chi exploded around him. The violent aura surged in all directions, instantly sending Wu Zun flying to the ground. At the same time, Qin Feng immediately activated the Thousand Threads lightning net. The lightning net suddenly expanded. It was as if a heavenly net had landed on the ground, covering an area of several hundred square meters. Lightning crashed down, blasting the ground into ruins. Wu Zun was in the sea of lightning. His body was surrounded by black lightning, and his face was hideous as he screamed in pain. In the end, he exploded into flesh and blood. Qin Feng sat on the ground and heaved a long sigh of relief. In this battle, he had jumped 2 levels to kill Wu Zun. It could be said that he had almost exhausted all his energy and stamina. Moreover, Qin Feng realized that Wu Zun was not an ordinary 7th-level Saint King. Under the power of the Shadowless Sword, he had reached the strength of a 8th-level Saint King. The thunder boomed for a long time. Qin Feng swallowed some pills, rested for a while, and prepared to return. Before he left, he put away the 1,000 threads lightning net and his storage ring. Then, he took Wu Zun's storage ring. When he opened the storage ring and looked inside, Qin Feng was extremely excited. As expected of a 7th-level Saint King, there were 10 million high-grade spirit stones in the storage ring alone. There were also quite a few purple and pink-grade spirit weapons. There were even level 4 and level 5 spirit herbs. Qin Feng put Wu Zun's storage ring into his own storage ring. Then, he picked up the 4 flying swords on the ground and left quickly. Wu Zun was the great elder of Broken Hung Mountain. Qin Feng believed that there must be some kind of mark on him. When he died, the people of Broken Hung Mountain would be able to sense it. Broken Hung Mountain was a 4-star sect in the northern Sand region. There was at least a Buddha's light realm powerhouse in charge. Qin Feng was not afraid of Saint King realm powerhouses now, but if a Buddha's light realm powerhouse came, he would not even be able to escape. Sure enough, not long after Qin Feng left, 2 old men in black robes arrived at the place where the battle took place. The auras of these 2 people were incomparably strong. Their realms were much higher than Wu Zun's. When they walked around the battlefield, they did not find Wu Zun's corpse. They did not see anyone else either. Instantly, their expressions became incomparably angry. "Good fella, you actually dared to destroy the corpse." One of the old men cursed. The other man's expression was also extremely cold. He gritted his teeth and said, "You dared to kill the great elder of my Broken Hung Mountain. No matter who you are, Broken Hung Mountain will find you and make you wish you were dead." The 2 of them cursed for a while before they calmed down. The old man who spoke first said, "This time little elder Wu Kuxing and 3 core disciples came out with Wu Zun. Since Wu Zun was killed, those 4 people must have also been killed. This matter is of great importance. Let's first return to the sect and report to the sect master. We will listen to his orders." Chapter 1584. When Qin Feng returned to the China Chamber of Commerce, everyone had been waiting anxiously and were ready to find him. No ads on mobile phonism. The most convenient way. Yes, Qin Feng is back. Lin Bei suddenly exclaimed. When everyone saw Qin Feng walking over with large strides, their hearts that were hanging in their throats relaxed. But when they looked behind Qin Feng, they didn't see Wu Zun and the others, which made everyone very confused. "Little brother Qin Feng, are you okay?" A woman in red with a hot figure jumped to Qin Feng's side and said anxiously, "I just found out that someone was causing trouble in your territory, so I immediately rushed over with my men. When I found out that you left with those people, I was about to bring people to find you." The beauty in red had a fragile appearance, and her relationship with Qin Feng was ambiguous. Although they called each other brother and sister, they often did intimate things that went beyond that. "I made Sister Hong worry. Those people don't have to be afraid anymore, they won't appear." When Qin Feng said this, everyone understood the hidden meaning behind his words. Those 5 people were already dead. Everyone exclaimed in their hearts. Even Sister Hong had a look of shock on her face. When she came, she had inquired about the situation. It was said that the 5 people were Saint King realm experts. There were even 2 old men with unfathomable realms, and she couldn't see their specific strength. Sister Hong was only a Saint King level 5 now, and she was even worried that she wouldn't be able to save Qin Feng. But now, Qin Feng had returned and killed those 5 people. Qin Feng didn't wait for everyone to continue asking questions. He signaled with his eyes and led everyone into the house. Although the place where Wu Zun and the others were killed was thousands of miles away from the center of Flower City, Qin Feng had always been cautious. He was afraid that news would leak and lead to Broken Cliff Mountain's pursuit. After entering the house, Qin Feng told everyone about what happened and reminded them not to spread the news. The house was filled with his own people, so they naturally wouldn't spread it. After settling everyone's emotions, Qin Feng brought Sister Hong to the room alone. "Sister Hong, is City Lord Yan okay?" Qin Feng asked. Ever since Yan Xianhai broke through, he had been in seclusion, and Qin Feng hadn't seen him. Sister Hong smiled and said, "I went to see my father the day before yesterday. He has completely stabilized his Buddhist aura. He will be able to come out after a few days of closed-door training." Qin Feng nodded and took out a jade bottle from his star ring. "This is for you." Sister Hong took the jade bottle in astonishment. The moment she opened it, she exclaimed, This is a bottle of green jade pills?" Qin Feng's expression was indifferent, as if the green jade pill was nothing to him. The green jade pill was a type of Class 6 golden pill. Its main effect was to help a 5th-level Holy King break through to the 6th-level Holy King, greatly increasing the success rate of breaking through. The green jade pill was considered a high-grade elixir, and every golden core cultivator desired one. Moreover, Sister Hong was currently stuck at the 5th stage of the Saint King realm, unable to break through, so she urgently needed this kind of pill. After confirming that it was a bottle of emerald jade pills, she stared at Qin Feng with an excited expression. "Stinking brat, you suddenly gave me a bottle of emerald jade pills. Don't tell me you're trying to hit on me?" Sister Hong was tall, sexy, and charming. A casual glance from her could charm tens of thousands of cultivators to death. Even Qin Feng, who was an expert in the field of love, could not resist her temptation. Qin Feng reached out and pulled Yan Baoming into his embrace. He touched her fair and tender long legs under her skirt and said with a smile, "Sister Hong, since you've already said it out loud, just do as I say." Yan Baoming's pretty face was so red that it was about to drip water. She pushed Qin Feng away and sat back down. "You want me for a mere bottle of emerald jade pills? You wish." Qin Feng smiled and said, "Then, Sister Hong, name your price. I'll give you anything you want." The two of them were joking. Although they were flirting, they did not easily break through the most intimate layer of their relationship. "Haha, you said it yourself. Sister Hong likes the moon in the sky. As long as you pluck it down, I'll be yours immediately." Sister Hong laughed coquettishly, and her chest trembled. Qin Feng stared at her openly and grumbled, "Sigh. It seems like Sister Hong doesn't like me.
She has completely dispelled my thoughts."
Yan Baoming was amused by Qin Feng's distressed expression. She took the initiative to sit beside him and even leaned on his shoulder. "All right, you have at least a few dozen women by your side. You still have the nerve to pretend to be sad in front of me. If I really follow you, I'm afraid I'll have to flip the cards even in my sleep." Qin Feng's face turned red. He was a little embarrassed. The two of them flirted for a while before Qin Feng got down to business. "By the way, Sister Hong, I walked around the streets just now and noticed that there were many cultivators in Flower City. Could it be that your auction house is holding another auction?" Sister Hong shook her head and said, "The auction is only held once a year. If there are too many, it will decrease the attractiveness of the auction. However, in a few days, it will be the treasure hunting season in the Fallen God Sea. Flower City is a place that people have to pass to get to the Fallen God Sea. Every year at this time, a large number of cultivators will gather here." Qin Feng was still not familiar with the Divine Supreme Continent. For example, the situation of the various sects and the division of power in each region. Qin Feng did not know about the treasure hunting in the Fallen God Sea that Yan Baoming mentioned. What kind of place is the Fallen God Sea? Are there many treasures there? Qin Feng asked. Sister Hong looked at him in surprise. She had a feeling that this kid came from another planet. "You don't even know about the Fallen God's Sea?" Qin Feng scratched his head awkwardly and casually found an excuse. I used to focus on cultivation and studying alchemy. I don't know much about the outside world. Sister Hong did not think much of it. She explained patiently. Then, I'll teach you about the Divine Supreme Continent. There are 4 continents in the Divine Supreme Continent: the North Sand Continent, the South Flat Continent, the West Sea Continent, and the East Field Continent. Among the 4 continents, the North Sand Continent has the worst spiritual energy. It is not suitable for cultivation. The East Field Continent has the most spiritual energy. It is recognized by all cultivators as the holy land of cultivation. The 4 continents are connected by the Fallen God Sea. The Fallen God Sea is vast and boundless. No one knows how big it is. Because of the existence of the Fallen God Sea, cultivators from the 4 continents cannot easily go to the other continents. During this season of the Fallen God Sea, the sea beasts and the beasts on the islands will migrate to the depths of the sea. During this period, the islands are the safest. There are all kinds of spiritual herbs and spiritual plants on the islands. There are also many top-grade materials for refining weapons. Therefore, many cultivators will form teams to hunt for treasures. After listening to Sister Hong's explanation, Qin Feng learned a lot about the Divine Supreme Continent. He couldn't miss out on this treasure hunt in the Godfall Sea. Sister Hong seemed to know what he was thinking. She smiled and said, "Don't even think about it. You can't join the treasure hunting in the Fallen God Sea. Even I can't join." Qin Feng felt depressed. It was as if a bucket of cold water had been poured over his head. Why can't I join? Chapter 1585. Sister Hong rolled her eyes. Qin Feng's question was too idiotic. A native of the Divine Supreme Continent would never ask such a question. Sister Hong looked at Qin Feng suspiciously again, wondering if this kid really came from another plane. Qin Feng felt awkward being stared at, so he pinched Sister Hong's thigh. Sister Hong was so embarrassed that she forgot about her suspicions. She continued, "The Godfall Sea is boundless and has formed hundreds of millions of small islands. Each island is rich in cultivation resources. It's a treasure land that cultivators from the 4 continents of the Divine Supreme Continent covet. So, every year at this time, cultivators from the 4 continents will go to the Godfall Sea to fight for resources. If a cultivator with a lower cultivation base goes there, they will only die. Moreover, there are not many ships that go to the Godfall Sea. The number of cultivators that can go is limited. Only a small number of cultivators on the Red Flower List in the North Sand Continent or genius disciples recommended by large clans and sects are qualified to go there." Qin Feng became more excited as he listened. Not only did he not back down, but he also yearned for the Godfall Sea. Especially when he knew that cultivators from the other 3 continents would also go to the Godfall Sea, he wanted to go and have a look. A few months ago, the Divine Land and the Immortal Island suddenly merged into the Divine Supreme Continent. This disrupted many of Qin Feng's plans. He had found out about his mother's whereabouts from Ling Jiutian and the Serenity Sect's leader, Qing Chen. He was about to go to the Immortal Island to find his mother, but he couldn't find her. But Qin Feng was sure that his mother was on the Divine Supreme Continent. But he had stayed in the North Sand Continent for so long without any news. He thought that his mother was probably in the other 3 continents. Other than that, Qin Feng also tried to use the system's communication function to contact Li Shanshan, but there was no reply. According to Little Pig, Li Shanshan was probably not in the North Sand Continent anymore. If she was in the other 3 continents, the system's communication function would be disrupted due to the huge change in the magnetic field. Whether it was to find his mother or find out about Li Shanshan, Qin Feng had to go to the other 3 continents in the future. Now that the Godfall Sea was treasure hunting, it was a great opportunity. But Qin Feng quickly calmed down. He realized that it was not easy to get a place to go treasure hunting. Even with Sister Hong's identity, she couldn't join because Yan Xianhai was just a lone cultivator and didn't even have the right to recommend cultivators. "Sister Hong, what's the Red Flower List?" Qin Feng knew that he didn't have a backer to recommend him, so he could only start with the Red Flower List. Sister Hong widened her beautiful eyes and looked at Qin Feng in astonishment. He thought to himself, "Kid, you don't even know about the red flower list?" However, Sister Hong seemed to be used to it. Qin Feng didn't even know about the God-perishing sea. The red flower list is only limited to the North Sand region. The rankings are very detailed. There's the cultivator's red flower list, the alchemist's red flower list, the blacksmith's red flower list, the array master's red flower list, and so on. Furthermore, each category has a detailed division. For example, cultivators are divided into the red flower list of the immortal Qi realm, the red flower list of the Saint King realm, the red flower list of the Buddha light realm. The same goes for the red flower list of alchemists. Pill Master Red Flower List, Spirit Pill Master Red Flower List, Pill King Red Flower List, and so on. Sister Hong said a lot in one breath. Qin Feng's eyes widened. How many people are on each red flower list? He's only ranked 100 on the red flower list. For example, there are a total of 100 people on the red flower list of the Sage King realm. They are the 100 most powerful Sage King realm cultivators in the entire Northern Sand continent. 100 people might seem like a lot, but Qin Feng knew that it was extremely difficult to get into the top 100. There were hundreds of millions of cultivators in the Northern Sand region, and there were definitely no less than 10 million Sage King realm cultivators. To get into the top 100 among these 10 million, one would definitely be a top-notch cultivation genius. Qin Feng felt a little depressed. He originally wanted to get into the top 100 through the Sage King realm red flower list and obtain the qualifications to go to the God-perishing sea. However, it seemed that it was impossible now. However, his eyes soon lit up, and he focused on the alchemist's red flower list. Qin Feng had obtained the status of a level 3 tier 6 spirit pill master, and he could actually refine tier 2 imperial pills. If he participated in the spirit pill master's red flower list assessment, he would definitely be on the list. Sister Hong could tell that Qin Feng really wanted to go to the God-perishing sea, but she couldn't help him. Moreover, even if Qin Feng really obtained the qualifications to go, Sister Hong wouldn't recommend him to go. Although there was a wave of beasts migrating in the God-perishing sea during the season, there were still many beasts left on the islands to guard their territories. Every year, many cultivators who went to search for treasures lost their lives on the islands. Apart from the beasts, it was common for cultivators to kill each other for treasures. If they met cultivators from other continents on the islands, they would even start fighting. In Sister Hong's eyes, Qin Feng was only a level 4 Saint King. He would definitely die if he went to the God-perishing sea to search for treasures. Sister Hong, how do I go to the alchemist's red flower list assessment? Qin Feng suddenly asked. Sister Hong's fears had come true. She quickly advised, "Little brother Qin Feng, listen to me. Don't think about searching for treasures in the God-perishing sea. That's a place for high-level cultivators. You have to be at least a level 9 Saint King. You are only a level 4 Saint King. You will die if you go." Qin Feng understood what Sister Hong was thinking, but he wasn't very worried. Although he was only a level 5 Saint King, he had killed level 7 Saint King Wu Zun not long ago. Moreover, Qin Feng had obtained the astral space. If he really couldn't defeat his opponent, he could enter the astral space and hide. Once Qin Feng entered the astral space, even a void god realm hierarch wouldn't be able to find him. Sister Hong, don't worry. I am already a level 5 Saint King. Qin Feng smiled. Sister Hong was stunned. She remembered seeing Qin Feng half a month ago. At that time, Qin Feng was still a level 4 Saint King. In just half a month, he had broken through to level 5? After a short moment of shock, Sister Hong immediately came to her senses and said seriously, "Even a level 5 Saint King is not enough. You should know that there are countless Saint King realm experts who go to the God-perishing sea every year. There are also many Buddha light realm experts. There are even a few true spirit realm spiritual venerables." Sister Hong still wanted to persuade him, but she was interrupted by Qin Feng. "Sister Hong, let's not talk about this. I have decided to go. If Sister Hong isn't willing to help me, I will ask someone else." Qin Feng looked determined. Yan Baoming glared at him angrily. After a long silence, he suddenly said, I really don't know what you are thinking. The Red Flower List assessment is in Pear Continent. It is tens of thousands of miles away from Flower City. Go back and pack your luggage first. I will go with you later. Qin Feng looked at Sister Hong gratefully, but he didn't say anything. The relationship between the two was already intimate. There was no need to say such empty words. Half an hour later, Qin Feng and Sister Hong gathered at the entrance of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. Qin Feng had already told the women, Lu Jie, and the others some things. According to Sister Hong, the round trip to Pear Continent, including the assessment, would take 7 days. 7 days later was the time to set off for the God-perishing sea expedition. Although time was a little tight, they could still make it in time. Bookmark for easier reading. Chapter 1586. Just as Qin Feng was thinking about how to get to Pear Continent, he saw Sister Hong take out a flying instrument from her storage ring. The instrument was originally the size of a palm, but when it landed on the ground, it grew to the size of an ordinary helicopter. Qin Feng immediately put away his flying sword and followed Sister Hong onto the flying ship. Actually, this was not the first time Qin Feng had seen a flying instrument. In the Divine Supreme Continent, this kind of thing similar to China's aircraft was relatively common. It was also a popular treasure in auctions. However, flying instruments were expensive. Moreover, Qin Feng had a flying sword as a means of transportation and a few battleships from Star Technology. He had never thought of getting a flying instrument. However, he soon realized that there was something wrong with his thinking. After activating this flying instrument, its speed was more than 10 times faster than the Starry Sky flying sword. It was also very spacious inside, and even had a private lounge. For long-distance travel, this kind of flying ship was obviously much more practical than a flying sword. Seeing Qin Feng curiously looking at the interior of the flying ship, Sister Hong said with a smile, This flying instrument was given to me by my father. Although there are many flying instruments in the Divine Supreme Continent, they are definitely not common. Usually, only Buddha Light Realm experts can get this kind of thing. Don't be envious of me. Qin Feng came back to his senses and curled his lips. If it was just the space inside, Qin Feng's battleships were actually not any worse than this flying instrument. However, the speed of the battleships was definitely not comparable to this flying instrument. This made Qin Feng speechless. The two of them headed north. Unknowingly, they had already flown out of the Flower City area. The sky outside gradually darkened. Sister Hong stretched and walked down from the pilot's seat. This is only a low-grade flying instrument. Its speed is still not fast enough. It is estimated that we will reach Pear Continent in 2 days. You should rest first. You can only use your strength when you are refreshed. The flying instrument could be operated on its own. It felt a bit like a Chinese bomb. However, there was only one room inside the flying instrument. The rest of the space was slightly cramped. It would definitely not be a good night's sleep. Sister Hong, is that room a double bed? Qin Feng suddenly asked. Sister Hong did not understand what he meant. She subconsciously said, Yes, is there a problem? Qin Feng suddenly walked forward and hugged her waist into the room. That's good. We can sleep together. Sister Hong was so frightened that she struggled out of Qin Feng's embrace. In the past, she had always used her flying magic tool. This was the first time she had brought someone up. She had actually neglected the problem of sleeping. Now, under the night sky, there was only her and Qin Feng on the flying ship. This made Sister Hong's entire body feel hot. You sleep in the house. I'll go to the driver's seat. After saying that, Sister Hong walked out. However, she was stopped by Qin Feng. How can you do that? This is Sister Hong's flying magic tool. I can't let you suffer. Yan Baoming rolled his eyes at Qin Feng. Then go outside. Qin Feng said, That won't do. When I get to Pear Continent, I still have to participate in the Alchemist's Red Flower List assessment. I have to conserve my energy. Sister Hong was infuriated. She pinched Qin Feng's waist harshly. Then what do you think we should do? Don't even think about touching my body, or I'll cripple you. Although she had a fierce expression on her face, Qin Feng knew that she was faking it. Ever since Qin Feng refined the primary transformation pill and helped Yan Xianhai break through to the first transformation of Buddhist aura, Sister Hong's attitude towards him had changed greatly. Qin Feng even knew that even if he forcefully pushed Sister Hong now, this woman wouldn't say anything afterwards. However, Qin Feng also knew that their relationship hadn't reached that stage. If they really did that, their relationship would definitely become strained afterwards. However, Sister Hong suddenly stopped resisting. She lay in Qin Feng's arms as if she had resigned herself to fate. She had long realized that her strength was inferior to Qin Feng's. Even if she resisted, it would be useless. The two entered the house. However, Qin Feng simply pushed her. Sister Hong was nervous for a while, and then fell asleep in a daze. When she opened her eyes the next day, Sister Hong hurriedly jumped out of bed. She quickly checked her body and let out a long sigh of relief. Sister Hong, are you very disappointed? You won't scold me for being worse than a beast, right? Qin Feng also woke up. Sister Hong's face was rosy, and her impression of Qin Feng improved. She knew that Qin Feng could have completely dominated her last night, but this man still had some rationality and conscience. I won't be disappointed. If you really did it, I would be very disappointed. Sister Hong was a little embarrassed. She ran out of the room. I'll go see where we are. Not long after she went out, a loud sound was heard. Qin Feng felt the entire spaceship shake violently. He hurriedly rushed out to check the situation. Sister Hong, are you okay? Sister Hong was sitting in the pilot's seat. She said nervously, Not good. We have been caught by a ship capture net. Qin Feng didn't know what a ship capture net was, but he had already seen a large black net wrapped around the spaceship. Sister Hong continued, The ship capture net is specially used to capture flying artifacts. It seems that we have encountered bandits.
I hope we are fine.
It could be seen that Sister Hong was very worried. In Flower City, she was not afraid of anything. However, outside of Flower City, she was just a low-level Holy King level 5 cultivator. Qin Feng didn't expect there to be a ship capture net. It seemed that these bandits were professional robbers. If that was really the case, the other party's realm would definitely not be too low. Just as the two of them were thinking of countermeasures, a strong voice sounded. Your flying artifact has been trapped. Land immediately, or it will be directly blown up. This time, the two of them were sure that they had really encountered bandits. Sister Hong seemed to be at a loss. This was the first time that this strong and charming woman showed her helpless side in front of Qin Feng. Sister Hong, land first. We will act according to the situation. Qin Feng had already calmed down. Sister Hong had no other choice but to land the spaceship. As soon as they landed, a group of 8 people jumped out. The people above, hurry up and come out. Otherwise, we will lose our lives. A new voice shouted. Sister Hong looked at Qin Feng anxiously. Qin Feng looked out the window. There were 8 men standing on the empty ground. Behind them was an airship. The size of the airship was twice as big as Sister Hong's. It seemed to be of a higher grade. Sister Hong, you stay in the airship. I will go down to check the situation. Once you discover that those people are about to board, you will immediately drive the airship away. Sister Hong grabbed Qin Feng and asked worriedly, What about you? Sister Hong, don't worry. I will be fine. I will look for you when I get away. Qin Feng smiled at Sister Hong and comforted her. Sister Hong's heart suddenly surged with warmth. She didn't expect Qin Feng to stand up for her at a moment of life and death. Thinking about how she didn't respond to Qin Feng's teasing last night, she suddenly felt a little regretful. No, I will go down with you. If we die, we will die together. Sister Hong suddenly felt less afraid. She stood up and was about to leave the cabin. Qin Feng hurriedly stopped her. Now was not the time to be emotional. Actually, Qin Feng dared to go down because he had the astral world as an escape route. Even if the people outside wanted to kill him, Qin Feng could escape if he couldn't win. However, if Sister Hong followed, Qin Feng would be restrained. After some persuasion, Sister Hong could only stay in the cabin. She also realized that if the two of them went out together, it would really be a narrow escape. The cabin door opened. Qin Feng jumped to the ground, and the cabin door immediately closed. Outside, there were already a few people cursing. "Stinky apricot, who told you to close the cabin door? Hurry up and open it. How many people are on your spaceship? Get them all to come down. You don't need to be suspicious. We are bandits in this area. If you want to pass this road, leave the money. Otherwise, we will all die." The 8 people were incomparably arrogant. Each of them held a sharp weapon and stared at Qin Feng fiercely. Qin Feng quickly glanced at them. Among them, the man with the highest realm had stepped into the 8th-level Saint King. There were 3 6th-level Saint Kings, and the remaining 4 were below the 4th-level Saint King. Qin Feng didn't care about the 7 people below the 6th-level Saint King. However, the man with the 8th-level Saint King was a little troublesome. Not long ago, Qin Feng killed Wu Zun, who was a 7th-level Saint King. That battle could be said to be a life-and-death struggle. The battle before him was obviously more troublesome. However, Qin Feng had no way out. He could escape now, but what about Sister Hong? He was definitely not someone who was afraid of death and left his friends behind. "This is my spaceship. I'm the only one in the cabin," Qin Feng said. The 8 people obviously didn't believe him. Among them, 2 6th-level Saint King men jumped out. "Stinky apricot, you're just a 5th-level Saint King trash. I advise you not to play any tricks. It's not up to you whether there's anyone in the spaceship or not. Open the cabin immediately, we will go up and check." Qin Feng's face turned cold. He wouldn't let these people board the spaceship, no matter what. Let's not talk about whether these people would kill him and rob him. If they saw Sister Hong's beauty and fiery figure, they would definitely be beastly. "Don't you just want to rob me? I can give you my storage ring." Qin Feng changed the topic. The few men with lower realms suddenly became spirited. Their eyes stared at the ring on Qin Feng's hand, unable to move away. "Boss, this guy looks like he's asking for money. There must be a lot of treasures in his storage ring." A Saint King realm cultivator could get a flying magic tool. He was obviously rich. For a moment, the 2 6th-level Saint King men also forgot about going into the spaceship. However, although these people were anxious, no one rushed to snatch Qin Feng's storage ring. It wasn't that they were afraid of Qin Feng, but they were afraid of making their boss unhappy. The boss of these people was the 8th-level Saint King. The man had a head of white hair and looked old. However, his pair of old eyes shone brighter and clearer than a young man's. The old man strode in front of Qin Feng. The surrounding men immediately made way for him. "Give me your storage ring. I advise you not to play any tricks. Otherwise, you'll die a horrible death." As the old man spoke, a powerful aura suddenly shot out from his body. His strength as a 8th-level Saint King was undoubtedly displayed. Even the 3 6th-level Saint King men retreated more than 10 steps. Obviously, they couldn't withstand Zida's power. As for the 4 subordinates below the 4th-level Saint King, they retreated more than 10 meters away. Remember website, Sandwich Chinese Network. Chapter 1587. Qin Feng resisted the pressure and stood in place. In fact, he was slightly relieved. Although this old man was a Saint King level 8, his aura was not much different from Wu Zun, whom he had killed earlier. If they were to fight one-on-one, the outcome would be hard to predict. However, the tricky problem at hand was that there were still 7 bandits standing on the side, and all 7 of them were Saint Kings. If Qin Feng wanted to kill them instantly, he could at most kill the 4 Saint King level 4 lackeys. However, if he did that, he would be surrounded and killed by the other 4. "Brat, I think you don't want to live anymore. Hurry up and hand over your storage ring." The bandit leader was a little impatient and emitted a cold aura again. Qin Feng came back to his senses and pretended to be trembling as he said, "Senior, please don't kill me. I'll hand over my storage ring." Everyone stared at Qin Feng, paying attention to his every move. If Qin Feng dared to play any tricks, the 8 of them would definitely attack immediately. Qin Fen had already taken off the star ring, but he did not directly hand it over to the old man. With a flip of his hand, 4 flying swords appeared in his hand. They were obtained from killing Wu Xun not long ago. These are 4 flying swords. They are the best treasures in my storage ring. As long as you let me live, these 4 flying swords are yours. Qin Fen threw the flying swords to the ground. The 7 lackeys were stunned. Even the eyes of the old man leading the group flashed. However, the old man quickly regained his cold expression. He glared at Qin Fen and shouted in dissatisfaction, "I think you don't understand human language. I asked you to hand over your storage ring, and you want to send me away with just 4 flying swords? Do you think we are beggars?" The old man was furious, and the 7 lackeys immediately came back to their senses. They clearly yearned for the 4 flying swords, but they still pretended to be indifferent. "Little Ant, do you know who we are? This area around Cricket Mountain is the territory of the Kill Sea Gang. The one talking to you now is the leader of the Kill Sea Gang, Lord Li Sha. Big brotherly, why bother talking to that ant? Why don't we just kill him?" The 3 6th-level St. King lackeys could not wait any longer. They saw that Qin Fen was merely a 5th-level St. King, and did not take him seriously at all. However, without waiting for Li Sha to make a decision, Qin Fen took out the Starry Sky flying sword from his storage ring and threw it on the ground. "Heroes, don't kill me. There are many treasures in my storage ring. I'll give them all to you. Walala." Suddenly, a rain of spirit stones fell from the sky. With a thought, Qin Fen took out the 2 million high-grade spiritual stones from his star ring. A mountain of spirit stones piled up in front of him, blocking the 8 bandits in front of him. When Li Sha and the others saw the spiritual stones on the ground, they got excited again. These were all upper-grade spiritual stones. "Damn it! This brat is really rich. We can't let him off today." A mere 5th-level St. King cultivator has a flying ship, 5 flying swords, and a spirit stone mountain. This guy must be a core disciple of a 5-star sect, right? The lackeys below 4th-level St. King started to worry. If Qin Fen was really a core disciple of a 5-star sect, they could not afford to offend him. The 3 6th-level St. Kings did not care about this. They had long been dazzled by the spiritual stones on the ground. Humph. Who cares which sect or clan he is from? It's his bad luck to run into the Kill Sea Gang today. Furthermore, who would know that it was the Kill Sea Gang who did it after he dies? These bandits said they wanted to kill Qin Fen without any hesitation. However, Qin Fen did not look worried at all. When he saw how attracted the bandits were by the 2 million high-grade spiritual stones, Qin Fen already had a plan. The 8 of them crossed the Spirit Stone Mountain and surrounded Qin Fen. This time, even Li Sha could not wait any longer. He looked like he was about to rush forward and snatch Qin Feng's storage ring. However, before he could make a move, Qin Fen shouted, "You can kill me, but my storage ring has a divine sense seal. If you break the seal by force, the treasures inside will explode into powder. By then, you won't be able to get anything." Li Sha, who was about to make a move, suddenly stopped and glared at Qin Fen with gritted teeth. In the Divine Continent, many cultivators' storage rings had a divine sense seal. Only a cultivator whose realm was higher than the storage ring's owner could break the seal by force. However, if it was done improperly, the storage ring would self-destruct, and the treasures inside would disappear. "Hurry up and remove the seal on your divine sense, or else you'll die," a 6th-stage Saint King cultivator shouted coldly. Qin Fen said unhurriedly, "If I remove the divine sense seal now, I will definitely die. I have already taken out 5 flying swords and 2 million high-grade spiritual stones, and you still won't let me go?" The 8 of them were shocked. The number of spiritual stones on the Spirit Stone Mountain was more than they had expected. There were actually 2 million of them. The 8 of them were even more anxious to get Qin Feng's storage ring, but they did not dare to use force. If the storage ring exploded in the end, it would be too late for regrets.
"What do you want?"
Li Sha suddenly said. Qin Fen was waiting for him to say this. Now the initiative was in Qin Feng's hands. He pretended to think for a while and said to Li Sha, Compared to the storage ring, I care more about my life. Actually, I can give you the storage ring, but I have doubts about your words. I believe that if I really hand over the storage ring, you will definitely kill me. Qin Feng's words made the 8 of them speechless, because they were all the truth. He continued, in order to ensure my personal safety, I will first go to a safe place, then I will give the storage ring to you. The 8 of them thought quickly. Li Sha said, where do you want to go? What if you run away halfway? I won't go as far as running away. You can send a few subordinates to follow me, but you can't follow me. Qin Feng expressed his thoughts. The 8 of them were silent for a while. The 7 subordinates were waiting for Li Sha's decision. Li Sha carefully scanned Qin Feng again. After confirming that he was only a 5th-level Saint King, the worry in his heart gradually dissipated. Zhao Chong, the 3 of you follow him. Be sure to bring back the storage ring. Li Sha gave the 3 6th-level Saint King subordinates a look. The 3 of them revealed fearless smiles. Each of them had a higher cultivation than Qin Feng, and they believed that they could take down Qin Feng with their own strength. Now that the 3 of them were working together, there was no need to be afraid of Qin Feng. After making the arrangements, Li Sha looked at Qin Feng. Is this okay? Okay. I'll leave this airship to you. I'll be leaving first. Qin Feng's voice was still echoing in the open space when his figure disappeared into the distance on the golden whirlwind wheel. The 8 of them were stunned. They were worried that Qin Feng would not let Zhao Chong and the other 2 6th-level Saint Kings follow him. Who would have thought that this guy would agree without hesitation? What are you waiting for? Hurry up and follow that kid. Li Sha was the first to come to his senses and shouted coldly. Don't worry, boss. He's just a 5th-level Saint King, Aunt. Do you think he can escape from the 3 of us? After Zhao Chong promised, he chased after Qin Feng with the other 2. Only Li Sha and the other 3 remained in the open space. They weren't worried that Qin Feng would escape. Just as Zhao Chong had said, a mere 5th-realm Saint King brat couldn't possibly escape the pursuit of 3 6th-realm Saint Kings. Boss Li, that airship. One of the remaining 3 subordinates came back to his senses and stared at the flying magic tool not far away with a burning gaze. Li Sha had already strode over. Although Sister Hong's flying magic tool was a low-grade one and was slightly inferior to Li Sha's airship, there was no reason to reject a treasure that was freely obtained. Moreover, flying magic tools were many times more powerful than flying swords. In other words, the 5 flying swords that Qin Feng left behind might not be worth this airship. Boss, that kid didn't tell us how to open the cabin. This flying magic tool is probably sealed. The 3 subordinates followed along. After Li Sha realized this problem, the aura on his body suddenly skyrocketed. Looking at his posture, it seemed like he was going to forcefully break the activation formation of the airship. Whoosh! However, before Li Sha's attack could land, the airship suddenly rose into the sky and disappeared into the distance like a meteor. Li Sha and the other 3 were stunned on the spot. They raised their heads and looked at the blue sky stupidly like 4 stone statues. Oh no, boss, the airship escaped. Damn it.
We were tricked by that bastard.
There was clearly someone on the airship. What do we do, boss? Should we chase? The 3 lackeys were in an uproar and cursed at Qin Feng. After Li Sha came back to his senses, his eyes were filled with cold, killing intent. He flew towards his own airship and said, "Get on the ship and chase after that flying magic tool." The 4 of them were filled with anger and chased after Sister Hong without thinking. However, they did not realize that Sister Hong was escaping in the opposite direction of Qin Feng. At this moment, Qin Feng had already flown hundreds of miles away on the golden wheel. Seeing that the 3 people following behind him were about to disappear, he suddenly stopped in the open space. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. After waiting for less than 10 seconds, 3 loud sounds of wind breaking could be heard. Zhao Chong and the other 2 had already landed around Qin Feng and were staring at him fiercely. Brat, you run pretty fast. Brother Zhao, that brat is using a gold-grade spiritual weapon, a pair of golden wheels. One of the men's voice was trembling with excitement. Zhao Chong had long noticed the existence of the golden wheels, but he suppressed the excitement in his heart and said coldly, "Can we break the seal in your storage ring now?" The three of them were still fantasizing about robbing Qin Feng, but they did not know that Qin Feng had deliberately tricked them here. After waiting for a while and seeing that Li Sha did not follow, Qin Feng was completely relieved. He was only worried about Li Sha, who was a level 8 holy king. As for the other 7 people, he did not care about them at all. "You want my storage ring? I'm afraid you won't be alive to take it." Qin Feng seemed to have changed into a different person. The three of them were stunned and looked at Qin Feng in confusion. After coming back to his senses, Zhao Chong scolded, "Brat, what nonsense are you talking about? Don't think that you're powerful just because Brother Li isn't here. You're just a level 5 holy king. Any one of us can kill you. If you want to live, hurry up and hand over your storage ring." The three of them were a little impatient and exchanged glances. If Qin Feng still did not hand over his storage ring, they would snatch it by force. Bookmark for easier reading. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.